Happy Monday, February 2nd, everybody. We're officially in Aquarius season. I mean, we have been for a minute, but we have a lot to talk about. So grab a beverage. Hopefully, you're wearing something very comfy. Smash that like on your way in, and let's get this party started. Ow.
If you like what you see, come and get it with me. I know you deserve all you want, 'cause your heart's made of gold, but don't wait till you're old. If you want it, I get you some.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Stand-up comedian, pop culture vulture, and regular lady Jolene Lunzer here for another No Offense, All Offense, where we talk about news, pop culture, our favorite reality shows, anything that's spiking our dopamine, true crime. We talk about it all. Remember, I'm very opinionated, but that doesn't mean you have to have the same opinion. You're welcome to sound off in the live chat or the comment section, and we can respectfully agree to disagree.
That's my opinion!
Also, remember, everything I say is true, except for the parts that are false. Everything is alleged and for entertainment purposes only.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Don't forget to smash that like on your way in. Let's set a like goal for 1,000. Can we get 1,000 likes? If you haven't already subscribed, subscribe. All right, we have a good time over here. And if you want to support the channel further than liking or subscribing, you can join my membership here on YouTube or Patreon. You can send a super chat while we're live here on YouTube. I'll highlight your comment. We'll read it out loud to the class. Otherwise, you can hit me up on the Venmo, PayPal, Cash App. I have a couple of Venmos I want to recognize that came in during and or after yesterday's stream we did. So thank you guys so much. Let me pull that up here. Shout out to Karen and Holly and Maddie. Thank you so much for your kindness. I appreciate that. So how is everyone doing on this Monday? I keep wanting to say it's Tuesday, and I don't know why. But here we are, okay? It's definitely a Monday. So good to see you guys in the chat. Good. Happy, yes, Tuesday from Australia. So maybe my mind is always in Australia. All right. So good to see you. Jamie B, you guys put your hearts, if you are a part of the YouTube membership, use some members only emojis for Jamie B. We got a lean team emoji you could use. You could give him the baby door emoji for Jamie's birthday. Happy birthday to Jamie B, one of my OG mods and Aquarius King, Jamie B. All right, we got to get our celebration going on. They're dropping the baby doors for you. Jamie B is turning 30 today. That's crazy, Jamie. What is it like? I can't wait to turn 30. That's going to be amazing. Yeah. Okay. Yay, Aquarius. So good to see everyone. We have so much to talk about. I've been sending myself so many things to discuss. It's almost ridiculous. It's just another manic Monday. So I want you guys to just sound off in the chat everything that we're talking about. Give me your opinion. Again, beverage is up today. I'm drinking an Alani. I feel like they really need to sponsor No Offense, All Offense. Okay? Where we never mean to offend, but someone might get offended. Even Alani. All right. And today's Alani is a breezeberry. It's pretty good. It's blue. 30. So young. Jimmy B is he's just a fetus. He literally was born yesterday. It's crazy. He's just such a yiddo guy. Where is Karen Huger interview? Steph, I have not. Who did she interview with? I didn't. I'm so behind on my Bravo stuff. I think a new season of The Valley is coming out. I might watch it. We'll see. But I'm so behind with the Karen Huger of it all. You guys felt she was real? Oh, was it on, is the reunion for Potomac airing or something? Oh, I thought maybe it was like on Watch What Happens Live, or maybe like Carlos King got an exclusive interview with her. But no, you guys are saying that it was, let me Google it real quick, see if I can pull up any of it without them striking me. Karen Huger, for those of you who don't know, Real Housewife of Potomac, who spent some time in jail after getting like her 4th DUI or something crazy. Let's see. Oh, she talked. Karen Huger was running from home on the night of her DUI arrest. Oh, boy. Oh, man. And we watched the body cam footage for that arrest. That was gnarly. That was horrible. Like Karen, she barfed in her purse. You can't be drinking and driving, especially that much. Hopefully she quit drinking. Oh, my goodness. Steven said it was straight up sit down at her home with Andy. Really? Well, I'll have to watch it. And I'd watch it here with you guys, but NBC Universal is notorious for striking us and plopping down the copyright on us. So can't do that. But I see a lot of outlets reporting on it. Real Housewife of Potomac star Karen Huger gives her first interview on jail stint. They're saying it was the talk of 2024. I remember the body cam like it was yesterday. Karen Huger, star of Bravo's hit reality television show, was sentenced to prison after drunkenly crashing her Maserati near Oakland Drive in Potomac. I don't get the appeal of Maseratis. Am I missing something? Any Maserati lovers out there? If you're going to pick a car, why a Maserati? What's the selling point of a Maserati? I don't get it. But feel free to sound off in the comment section or the live chat if there's something I'm not getting about this car. I'd prefer my Honda CR-V, I'll be honest with you. A year and a half later, Huger gave her first interview about the ordeal in the season 10 finale of Potomac. Oh, they're doing it like a Scandal style, where Andy sits down and interviews Karen. They did that last night, opening up to Andy Cohen from her Potomac home about her experience. She said, I'm so grateful that night that I had an accident, that I didn't hit a person. Yeah. And the times before too. Huger told Cohen, and thank God, because I could have killed someone. Yeah, we know, Karen. And I'm so grateful I didn't. Okay. All right. I'm going to have to watch this because so far I'm like, duh and duh. And you're lucky you have a job after that many DUIs. Potomac debuted in 2016. We know that. Let's see, the March 19th, 2024 crash. And this is according to the Baltimore Banner. I'm reading this off the BaltimoreBanner.com, did a story on this. So March 19, 2024, the crash was dramatically reenacted in the season 9 premiere that fall. Huger appeared in the episode for a brief conversation about the incident over breakfast at Tally Ho restaurant, where she ordered her namesake, the Karen Special. Oh my God. But she could only say so much amid the ongoing legal process. She was convicted of 7 of her 8 charges, including driving under the influence, negligent driving, and was sentenced to 2 years in the clink with 1 year suspended. In September, she was released roughly 6 months before the end of her sentence. So she got an early release. Huger was absent from season 10 of the show while she was in the Montgomery County Detention Center in Boyd's. In the finale, she returned, ready to tell all. These are the biggest revelations. So here's some of the biggest revelations. I'll watch the interview, but here's the biggest revelations. Let's see what you guys are saying. A Maserati goes 185. But why do I have to go 185? I don't want to go 185. That sounds ridiculous. But and nowhere can you go 185 unless you do some kind of like off track road shiz or something. I don't know. It's so stupid. Oh my gosh. Oh my, Amanda says, does everyone wash their makeup sponges? I always toss them and get new ones after one use. Amanda, oh my gosh, no, girl, you can wash them. I didn't know. I was like, you're smarter than me though, because for the longest time when makeup sponges first became like a mainstream makeup thing, I just kept using it. So I was putting dirty makeup on a dirty sponge, more makeup on a dirty sponge. And it was so embarrassing because Hype Man husband Chell went to go get me some new sponges at like Ulta when we lived in West Hollywood at the time. And he walked up there, he took one with him to be like, I want to get this for my wife. You know, she needs these new, I know. I'm just going to pick it up for her. And the ladies at Ulta were like, he said, he came back, he goes, those ladies said your sponges are disgusting. I'm like, what do you mean they're disgusting? They have makeup on them. That's what they're supposed to be used for, makeup. Meanwhile, I had no idea that when you apply your makeup with a sponge, it needs to be damp and that you need to wash said sponge. So I was wondering why I was getting acne in my early mid 30s. Like, why is this acne coming? Because I was putting dirty dirts on my face when I applied my makeup. So don't feel bad, Amanda Lives mom, because mine was far worse. And now I was so offended when my husband came home. I was like, how dare they be disgusted by my makeup sponges? And then now I'm like, of course they were disgusted. That thing was caked. It was the bacteria. I'm surprised I'm alive. Okay. I must have a decent immune system to just keep putting that shit, then wash my face and then start again tomorrow with bacteria ridden sponges. So yeah. So never feel bad. But yeah, I didn't know. But you wash them and they want to be damp, or you need them to be damp, which is something I had to learn. You know, thank God for YouTube, where I learned most of how to put on makeup, which I feel like I still don't really know what I'm doing. But nevertheless, I keep trying. And I did a makeup tutorial, kind of get ready with me, where we chit chat and be silly yesterday. So if you missed that video, definitely check it out. And I tagged all the companies of the products that I use. Oh, Deb in space. I hope you love it. Deb says, I bought a massive blush brush because of your tutorial. I'm telling you, the big blush bronzer brushes, they just bring me happiness. I love them. I love rubbing them on my face. Make sure you wash those too. You know, so hopefully you like it. You'll have to let me know how it goes and what kind you got. You know, Sister of the Moon says, I don't wash. Oh, you don't wash the sponges every time? Yeah, I mean, I guess that's up to you. I don't know how much makeup you actually put on your sponge. It depends. For me, with those sponges, I'm blotting everything. If I'm doing some contour, I'm using the sponge for that. I'm using the sponge for concealer. I'm using the sponge for foundation. So I pretty much have to wash it every time. And since I'm already going to get it damp, I just throw some soap on it and get it all nice and clean. So did I do high eyebrows? I didn't. I didn't even put on or do any eyebrows today. These are my eyebrows that are pretty much non-existent. I didn't pencil any in because I'm like, I'm wearing a hat. Okay. You don't need eyebrows when you have a hat. That's a trick. I do love a brush too. I like to mix it up. Spoogies. I like to mix it up. Where I like to surprise my face. Will today be a sponge or will today be a brush? You know, I like to treat the girl now that I know that I was spreading bacteria on her for at least 2 years. Maybe that's maybe less. But either way, I just remember thinking, why am I getting acne? What is going on? And sure enough, I did it to myself.
Let's get back to Brad Pitt.
Yeah, let's get back to Brad Pitt. Let's do it. Oh, we got some. Yes, IDK says, I hate sponges, brushes all day. But sometimes a sponge just does it. And a moistened sponge, just tap, tap, tappy, can like freshen things, you know? But if you get a really good brush, you could walk away from a sponge forever. So I see what you're saying. Mm-hmm. Oh, I know it was Lauren Matthias joke. Grammy says no. I think to have the Lauren Matthias eyebrows, I would have to have some kind of dermatologist assistance, which I don't know. The more so far I've made it to 45 without Botox. I can't say I'm never going to get Botox. I can't say that. And I don't begrudge anyone who gets Botox. Do whatever feels good for you. But there's times when I'm like, maybe I could. But I have one of those dermatologists. I love her because once I moved out of LA and out to the desert, they out here, I think they have, what's that called? Morals, integrity, So when I first started going to that dermatologist, just to be like, you have to get your yearly, body scan look at, where you stand there and they look at you and your moles and whatever. And I said, so what would you do? Like, what should I do? And she goes, oh no, I don't do that. She's like, I'm like, well, if I got something, like, where would I get it? And she goes, you'd have to tell me. I'm like, oh, you can't tell me where my problem areas are? She goes, I don't do that. And I'm like, I like that. So she's not trying to just like sell me. Cause I feel like so many people, these dermatologists, just want to make money. And so they're like, you should get this and stuff. They're giving it to very young women who don't necessarily need it. And they're calling it preventive. And you're like, and then you see it actually will age these young women, Yeah, morals. What is that? What is that? Not that I haven't thought about it. Okay, Jess. So I'm not like on some kind of like soapbox, like I never get Botox. I'm just, number one, I'm afraid. Number two, I don't know where to get it because like what, I don't know. My biggest thing with myself is my under eyes, dark circles, bags, fine lines and wrinkles, and then my neck. If I could get Botox shot straight in my neck, oh my God. My face is aging wonderfully, but my neck is crumbling. It's crumbling, you guys. All of a sudden I got like just like a giraffe lines. So, oh, Molly says my dermatologist discourages Botox. Right? That's cool. Also, it's hard because as a performer, I don't want a frozen face because I do I like to move my face around a lot and I got to be able to talk and do things. So I don't want to collapse or paralyze my face if I'm on stage or on YouTube and you guys are like, what'd that bitch say? What'd that bitch say? Oh, can't understand her. Okay. Her face is smooth, but we do not understand what she is saying. What is she saying? Steph says there are young women at school pickup who look much older due to the amount of filler Botox. Oh, yeah. Just anything because I've been given neck creams. Here's a cream. I rub that shit on my neck. I feel like it's getting older. The cream's making it older. Oh my goodness. Access Denied says they do it. I achieved the same results with 20 units in your neck as I have with 40 and a bad dermatologist. Kybella for jaw will tighten. A mini neck lift. Oh, see, I would be down for something like that. Possibly. We'll see. I'm just playing it by ear. Never say never. Never say, I know. And also rest in peace, Catherine O'Hara. Oh my God. Legendary. Oh, forehead. Oh, you got it in the forehead. Yeah, my forehead's got, I know you got those 11s and I do see when you look up close on my forehead, it's just natural aging things. That's what's going on. So, thank you guys for the hot tips in the chat. So Karen, some takeaways. Karen Huger declined the Montgomery County officials' offer to keep her out of the general population. All right. But Huger said she chose to stay with other inmates. She had a cell to herself. Oh, she had a single cell. How do you get that deal? She said they did a wonderful job trying to keep me out of the general population, she said. And I told them, look, if God has me in here, I've got to learn a lesson. So put me in general pop. Well, Karen wanted to reign. She wanted to reign supreme. All right? Because she's the grande dame. So she needs, people. that she can kind of lord over. I felt that there was a need there to help the others that were in there. Okay. Because there were children there. Children? Oh, that were her kids' age, and her kids are adults. I was like, you went to baby prison? That shouldn't be a thing. Huger's son Brandon is 38. Her daughter Raven, a Winston Churchill High School grad, is 28. The reality star felt she was able to reach a few of the young women and help set them on the right path. In turn, some of the women helped Huger manage her hair during her imprisonment. The girls insisted I do jailhouse braids, she told her family. So what they did was they took their extensions out of my hair and they braided my hair. I think it's so beautiful. They were like, Miss Karen, we got to get you together. And I'm like, what a beautiful thought. Huger struggled to watch video clips from the crash, but they devastated her family. Clips from the night of the incident showed Huger clearly under the influence. Yeah, she admitted to the cops that she barfed in her purse, and she said she was some kind of concubine. It was not good. Slurring that she was lit and referring to herself as, yes, Thomas Jefferson's concubine. She said, she didn't know who I am. She asked the police officer driving her to the station, this is never going to touch me. That was gross too. Very Luann de Lesseps of her when Luann was arrested for drunken disorderly was she in West Palm Beach or Palm Beach all those years ago? It wasn't until Huger went to rehab that her therapist forced her to watch the video. Yeah, very important. Previously, she couldn't bear to watch it and didn't want her family to either. The reality star said it made her feel immense shame, as it should. As it should. We should all, yeah. And Huger said they had known their mother had an issue with alcohol for 20 years. When Raven saw the video, it literally devastated her. Karen Huger said her daughter seeing that video devastated. Yeah. That would devastate me too. Volunteer work was the ticket to Huger's early release. So she did some volunteer work. I was shocked. I knew I was going to jail, Huger said. I had made peace with that, but I thought maybe a month, no more than 3. But this was just one more step in accepting responsibility for what I did. She credits her early release to the AA, Alcoholics Anonymous, and Narcotics Anonymous classes she volunteered to teach at the jail. How can she teach it if she just got in it? Okay. Utilizing tools she learned during rehab. Oh, okay, whatever. Speaking of AA, Huger said she is still in the program. Good for you, Karen, but denied previous local reporting that she promised the judge she'd attend AA for life. Well, I would, maybe think about it, Karen. Huger confirms she used to day drink at an old Montgomery Mall hotspot during last season's reunion. Huger's Real Housewives of Potomac co-stars claimed they heard she used to visit the old Legal Seafood in Montgomery Mall regularly to day drink. That's true, Huger said. I can definitely say Legal Seafood. Ray picked me up many a time when I was going through. She said, referring to her husband, Raymond Huger, and that was when I sought medical help 20 years ago. So she got help for it 20 years ago. Now she says she's sober. She said the last time she drank was after the incident, but she now considers herself sober. She said, I hate the fact that I made that decision to drink so much. I definitely had a drinking problem. I am a person who chooses to live in lifetime recovery. Well, good for you, Karen. Huger will appear on Bravo again next week for the season 10 reunion. Okay.
Let's get back to Brad Pitt.
I'll have to watch it though. But interesting. Steph Scully said she seems very uneasy about admitting to being alcoholic. Oh, I'll have to watch the interview to kind of get it's hard to tell from just them recapping and with some of her direct quotes. So I need to watch it. Okay. I'm just so behind. Bravo has just been boring me. Like boring, bring a book. But I'll have to I'll try to get back into one of the things because my goodness. Okay. I saw this in the FOMOI Reddit. FOMOI. All right, let me get out of this. Loggy outy. Okay. All right. So this is Jaden Smith, Will and Jada's son, and some shoes. And I don't, what's going on? What is happening here? You guys tell me what's happening. Oops. I removed myself. That's what's going on. Okay, let me make myself smaller. So there's Jaden Smith. And he, I think, is releasing some shoes. Now tell me if you'd buy these shoes. If you like these shoes. Oh, I gotta turn on them.
Which kind of creates shape just from that. BT1s, which are like my favorite.
This is Jaden Smith's favorite shoes from his Christian Louis Vuitton debut. So this is Louis Vuitton. The ones we're supposed to spend all of our money on, the Louis Vuittons.
Shoes in the collection.
That looks like my grandpa's galoshes, right? Do you remember grandpa? Maybe people still wear them, but my grandpa, I think they're called galoshes. What you put over your shoes in the rain? Because you're like, I can't stand the rain. It's my window. Okay. It's not good. This not good. This is not good. IDK, thank you so much for coming in with a super chat. Let me get my little soundboard over here. Where'd you go? There it is. Thank you so much. Says, you're bloody gorgeous inside and out. IDK, you are too sweet. Thank you. And Lady Jane, thank you for being a member for 7 months. Hello, Jolene, and February, right? February. I mean, it's one of the best months. It really is. We'll say allegedly.
Allegedly.
But because me and Jamie B were born, among other people. All right. So, but aren't these galoshes? Okay. Yes, galoshes. Okay. What? Dr. Macy says he's the Jaden Smith. He's the creative director at Louis Vuitton. What? Oh my goodness.
Which kind of creates shape just from fabric. And it's kind of these little top shoes that just kind of create shapes from fabrics.
So they're just little top shoes that create shapes from fabrics.
I really love these shoes. Has a classic canopy logo.
I mean, I'll say a good thing about them. They look easy to put on. You know? And then they got that little cinch, like the hefty cinch sack.
In the back, which I added because that kind of differentiates my designs.
However, you have a little back cinch, and that's gonna tickle your ankles, your yeggies. I don't know if I like that.
The designs, and then like the father of this shoe, or the high top version of the shoe, would be the shoe that I'm wearing right now.
This is kind of like when Kanye came out with those like moon boots. And I was like, no. I grew up in Minnesota, and in the wintertime, you had to wear those moon boots to protect you from the snow. And then sometimes you'd forget to bring your regular shoes. So you have to spend the whole day walking around in your slushy moon boots. No, thank you. No, thank you. Shapes from fabrics. That's what we say.
Turn his TV off. Turn his TV off.
What is going on? But again, it's probably I'm just too poor to understand what that fashion's about. They're like, this isn't for the poors, Jolene. This is for the riches. The riches with the grandpa's goulashes. All right, then I found another little guy over here. They do an arm wrestling competition, many places, I guess. So there's an arm wrestling champ who is a very buff young woman. And she has a little table. Let me share this with you here, where she arm wrestles dudes and maybe women, but it looks like a sausage fest. Okay. We got moon boot trauma. Exactly.
It's not enough.
Heather. So here she is, just buff. And she's going to have this guy. First of all, arm wrestling. Wow. That's still a thing. People are still arm wrestling. I mean, good for her. But look who she's got to hang out with. Oh, yeah, there's got to be some more women in this sport for her. Because my God, the tank top dudes alone are killing me. So here she is waiting there's her table. Like, who wants to arm wrestle me? What the fuck? What the fuck?
Top titty 2x4 to end the game. That was nice.
Look at even the skinny back tank top guy turns around. Like, what is that, sir? What is going on with some of these testicular humans? What's happening? He ran out. And she's like, oh my God. Oh my God. Someone go get your grandfather. He's lost.
This is the
Where's my social security? Like, sir, would he have done that to one of the dudes? Probably not. Probably not. Oh, can you imagine his breath too? You know he's got gingivitis. You know he doesn't floss. You know his Oral-B has been missing since 1987. That's that kind of guy. Oh, and she's like, okay, bitch. Okay.
This is the moment a female arm wrestling champion defeats.
I thought it was AI. Like, no way, dude. Who knows? It could still be. I could be AI. We don't know.
A weak man in front of a shocked crowd after he tried to psych her out.
Look at her hair. Oh my God, girl. The length. But my God, you couldn't pay me to hang out at this sausage fest. Mm-mm. Oh, Jesus. Now he's punching stuff. Oh, boy. Old cargo shorts past the knees. Punching stuff. Come on! Come on! Bro.
Bring it. Come on. Ready? Go! Oh, yeah! Where you going? Where you going? That's a pin. I told you.
That's a pin. That's a pin. I told you. These guys in their cock shirts and their Stanleys and their titties out. Look at these slutty men with their titties out. And she pins them. I wouldn't do this. I wouldn't do this even if I was the champ, because I think it's just guys like this. It's their way to get to hold your hand. And it's disgusting.
I eat pieces of shit like you for breakfast.
You eat pieces of shit for breakfast?
No.
Yuck. You know, he just wanted to hold her hand. Nasty ass. That nasty ass. Oh my goodness. Okay, then this is trending. For whatever reason, okay, let's just watch it. Let's just watch it here. On the FOMOI. Okay, get rid of old Screamy McGee guy and pull this up. And this is from, like I said, the FOMOI Reddit. Has some very important things they want you to know. Some very important pop culture news, you guys. So stay tuned.
No one would want to stalk that ugly bitch.
Yeah, that guy, no one wants to stalk him. So he becomes the stalker. All right, let me share this screen here. Smash that like if you haven't already. You guys. Here we go.
Kim Kardashian and Lewis Hamilton are dating, The Sun can exclusively reveal. The couple spent the weekend at the exclusive Estelle Manor in the Cotswolds. Kim and Lewis, who have known each other for a decade, arrived separately on Saturday. We understand Kim flew into the UK on her private jet from Los Angeles before being taken to the hotel by a car. An hour later, Lewis flew to the hotel from London in a helicopter. During their stay, we're told that Kim and Lewis had exclusive use of the hotel spa and enjoyed dinner in a private room. Onlookers who saw them said Kim and Lewis had 3 bodyguards with them, with 2 standing outside of their hotel door. The pair checked out on Sunday morning and were spotted leaving from a side entrance before getting into the same car. Kim and Lewis have been friends for a very long time, but have never been romantically linked. Kim's last relationship was with Kanye West, but they ended their high-profile marriage in 2022. Lewis, meanwhile, had a relationship with Nicole Scherzinger from 2007 until 2015. The pair are understood to have forged a bond over their shared love of fashion. Kim and Lewis were last seen together in public at the end of January when they both attended Kate Hudson's New Year's Eve party. Kim Kardashian and Lewis Sunday morning and were spotted.
The only thing that stuck out, I don't care who Kim Kardashian is dating. I don't know who that gentleman is. I'm sure he seems handsome, whatever. Is this poor lady from The Sun. She just, I think she's depressed. I'm just going to put it out there, you guys.
You guys, seriously, what about me?
She's like, Kim Kardashian and Lewis something left a hotel together. They might have held hands. Yes, dry humping might have been on the menu.
God, what is your childhood trauma?
This is important. This is why I went to journalism school. So I could report on Kim Kardashian. Like, she didn't even put lip gloss on for this. She's like, I think this lady, I think she's sad. And then they were walking down the street. Do you know that they walked down the street? They're just like us. They walk it down the street, but hotter and richer. And they might be dating and they might not. We waited outside for them so we could stalk them as they got out of a car, wondering if their privates intertwined.
Leaving from a side entrance.
They left from a side entrance that we stand outside of, which isn't creepy at all.
Before getting into the same car.
Before getting into the same car, which clearly means they're fucking.
Kim and Lewis have been friends for a very long time.
They've been friends for a long time. Friends with benefit. If you know what I mean. This is journalism.
But have never been romantically linked.
So far that we know. We haven't caught them. But we plan to one day, maybe.
Kim's last relationship was with Kanye West.
Kanye West. We have news from a long ass time ago. Now Kanye has a new album out and he's like, sorry for being such a horrible human. I'm on my meds again.
But they ended their high-profile marriage in 2022. Lewis, meanwhile, had a relationship with Nicole Scherzinger from
Nicole Scherzinger. I bet she's nice.
2007 until
she made that song that every woman hated. Don't you wish your girlfriend was hot like me? Shut up, Nicole Scherzinger. Okay? Don't make us feel more inferior than we already do. You bitch. I hated that song. When that song came out, I was like, don't you wish your girlfriend was raw like... What do you mean raw like you? What are you talking about? That was the worst song. That was my favorite Pussycat Doll moment. And I don't have many because I thought they sucked, was when there was a battle between Nicole Scherzinger and another lady. And I guess now it's come out that they were on stage and the one was, Nicole was supposed to be kind of the lead, but this other one was like, I'm the lead, bitch. And then she stepped forward and she was like, and they were kind of having like a sing-off, like, and Nicole's looking at her like, that's not your line, bitch. That's my favorite moment. So who is Lewis Hamilton? Let me look him up because he is handsome. Lewis Hamilton, is he okay? He's a British racing driver. Oh, they might have had sex in the car. So when this video popped up, I just couldn't get over the reporter because I'm like,
2015.
No, girl. The pair was seen being a pair. That's 2 people walking together. They might be having sex now and stop later. Could be a week, could be a day, could be an hour. They could have broken up already. Maybe they've started a family. We'll find out by standing outside of the places they're at.
Understood to have forged a bond over their shared...
Understood to have forged a bond. Where? How? Who?
Love of fashion.
Oh, fashion. Yes, that brings all the couples together. So I just saw this lady and I was like, she's so sad. She's so sad. Poor lady. Poor lady.
Kim and Lewis were last seen together in public at the end of January when they both attended Kate Hudson's New Year's Eve.
Oh my God, not Kate Hudson's New Year's Eve party.
It's not enough.
God. Some of this stuff is just so dumb. And even watching people report on it, I'm like,
And this was becoming uncomfortable for me.
oh. This just.
That's so weird.
Yes. Mhm. I don't know. I'm just like, who cares? Put it in the chat. Throw up your middle finger emoji or a tomato in the chat if you don't give out the. If you're on my team, don't give out the. But you want to save this lady from having to talk about this dumb shit.
Party.
Kim Kardashian's in her 40s now. Okay. Who cares who she bangs? Who cares? Let her bang whoever she wants. Let her be with whoever. I literally couldn't care less who she's hooking it up with. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. The side gig, way to check. You're catching mistakes in the journalism. How do you go to a New Year's Eve party at the end of January? That's what. Oh, you are so right.
And this was becoming uncomfortable for me.
How do you go to a New Year? You missed the New Year, bitch. Like the New Year's over. I'm just like this. I'm like, okay, let's see what's trending. Let's get in the pop culture. I've just been in the news cycle. This is what you got to offer us? We don't care. We don't. So far, no one cares. So far, no one cares. Give us something better. Ay, ay, ay. I'm just like, that is what's going on. Okay. Yeah, it's just, who cares? Did anyone watch the Grammys? I watched clips.
Yeah, I'm afraid of nature.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't care. I'd rather watch the arm wrestling thing. I watched clips of Trevor Noah. Let's see what he has to say about Nicki Minaj. Have you guys been following the Nicki Minaj? Nicki got her gold Trump card. So I think she's a citizen, right? For maybe now. We don't know how long that lasts, but she got it. And she said that he's my hero. I love him. He's my best friend. I love him. Nicki Minaj a trois did that. All right, let me pull this up here. And Trump says he's going to sue. I think he's going to sue Trevor Noah. So good luck, Trevor. Let's see what he has to say about Nicki.
Nicki Minaj is not here. She is not here. She is still at the White House with Donald Trump discussing very important issues.
Actually, Nikki, I have the biggest ass. I have it. Everybody's saying it, Nikki. I know they say it's you, but it's me. Wop, wop, wop. Look at it. Look at it, baby.
Wop.
Jennifer.
Nicki Minaj at the White House talking about how to get her PDF file brother out of jail, wipe her husband's record clean, and become a legal citizen. Just that's where we're at, you guys. That is where we're at.
Ooh, baby, I like it raw. Yeah, baby,
It's reality. It's reality.
That's reality. Nicki Minaj, apparently she was like tweeting. She was very mad about stuff going on, just like her hero. Donald Trump, she was tweeting about, not the Grammys and them talking shit on her. One of her tweets, I think I saved it here. And, just Nicki Minaj, she's never met a homophobic tweet she hasn't fully embraced and typed herself. She loves it. I mean, I wonder if she, I mean, I'm surprised she hasn't alienated every like gay fan she possibly has at this point. I thought I saved it. Hey, Nikki, let me reopen this. But yeah, was anyone surprised by the Nikki to the Minaj? And her getting dragged up there to be like, this is my hero. This is my favorite guy. He's a really good guy. He's a sweetie, wiped the damn CD. I love him. Donald Trump is my dude, she said. He's great. Okay, maybe I sent it here. I'll show you. I got another little video to show you guys. Oh, I thought I screenshot it, but maybe I did. And then I, again, eternal sunshined it of the spotless mind out of my brain. Nikki. I guess now I gotta go to her Twitter. I'm surprised she's not tweeting on Truth Social, though. That's really where she should be checking out. Okay, let's see. Nikki Nakai Minaj, that she's. Oh, she did an interview with Stephen Miller's wife. I was like, what are you, girl? Oh my God.
It's Christian conservative terrorists. It's porno flicks. It's the East Coast. No, it's the West Coast. It's public schools. It's asbestos. It's mentholated. It's techno.
Oh, she tweeted about Lizzo. Nicki Minaj said, let me pull this down. She said, Fat Lizzo lost 300 pounds just to sell 300 albums. So now she has loose skin and a flop album and a weird charge. Sheesh.
And this was becoming uncomfortable for me.
It's nice. Nice of Nikki. She's such a nice woman. Very sweet. She said, any Christian who votes Democrat again is a fool. They're showing people that it's okay to disrupt a church during worship. This is how they truly feel about you. The veil is lifted. No morals, no integrity. It's not enough for them to have an opinion. They've escalated to physical intrusion of places of worship. The demons inside them are so bothered. All the time, all the time. Oh my God. Oh, Nikki. Oh, Nikki. Thank you, Nana, your business, for coming in with the super trout. Super sticker, I should say. Thank you, Nana, your business. I like that name. That's a little cutie. Oh, I found this video of the streamer who I think must have been maybe streaming at like a private PJ airport or something. Let me show you guys. And a very famous person walked into his area, and this gambling streamer, who I don't know who the dude is, but apparently has a lot of followers, he did not recognize the extremely famous, iconic person who showed up while he was live, which once you guys see it, you're going to be like, that shit is crazy. Okay. Oh, jeez. I sent myself so much stuff. Like, definitely this. Okay, here it is. Here it is. I found this over on the TikTok cringe portion of Reddit, the subreddit, where they post just cringy stuff. And this one, pretty cringe. Pretty cringe. So this is a UK streamer. Gets inadvertent cameo from this big celebrity, doesn't recognize who he is. Let's see if you guys recognize who this is as I play it. Put it in the chat. The first person to get it right gets my undying love and respect. All right. Let me play this you guys? Oh, the answer's right there. Never mind. It's Ringo Starr.
Oh, no. It's just me. Oh, yeah, mate.
Yeah, mate.
Oi! Oh, no.
Oh, you're not on the radio.
Oh, no, I am. I'm just gambling, mate. Sorry, brother.
Okay, so I'll find out. I'll speak to the gate.
On the radio. No, this better not be big, mate.
I'll be back. Okay.
You right, brother? Where are you from?
I'm from Liverpool.
Oh, really? I've just come from Manchester.
Ah, we must be brothers.
Who's that?
It's like, I'm from Liverpool. Oh, yeah, man. I just came from Manchester. He's like, yeah, on the radio. And he's like, radio. So this guy apparently is a UK streamer who streams gambling. I don't know. So there's Ringo Starr, just like, hey, it's Ringo Starr, only iconic member of the Beatles. But, you know, this tank top gamble streamer has no idea.
Who was that guy, bro?
Who was that guy, bruv?
Beatle Ringo. Who was that guy, mate? Because I'm not going to lie, his wife was like...
Right? Akira's mind seeker. His voice is iconic. I mean, my God. Thank you, Nanny of Business. I appreciate you saying that. That's so kind of you. Thank you.
Very classy, so he must be he must be pretty high value. You could Beatle Ringo, who is that? Come on! Bro, who the Beatle Ringo?
This guy goes, bro, who the fuck's Beatle Ringo? And when he first went and I watched it the first time, I thought, oh, maybe he figured out that's fucking Ringo Starr. But no, he was just happy about one of his bets going through. Or I don't even know how his gambling thing works. The only gambling streamers I've watched before are like slot machine streamers. Because for those of you who have been with me for a while, you know that Nana loves Brian Christopher and the slot machines and watching that. And she found him during the Panakuchen. And then we had him on the channel once. And so Nana would go out to events where Brian Christopher would be at. That's her buddy. But I don't know whatever he's doing. Some other kind of gambling, I guess.
Come on! Bro, who the Beatle Ringo?
He's a bruv. Who the Beatle Ringo? What? Dude. We're all so old now that this dude has no idea. Ringo Starr just made a cameo on his stupid gambling live stream. And even his people in his chat are like, dude, it's Ringo Starr. And he's like, who the is Beatle Ringo?
Is he on one of them statues from Liverpool?
Is he on one of them statues from Liverpool?
He's proper, bait. Like, no wonder he had a face mask on. Because he's trying to stay low key. Beatle Ringo ain't pulling 400 M views in a month.
What did he just talk about his views? Oh my. The world is a vampire, my God.
Proper, bait. Like, no wonder he had a face mask on. Because he's trying to stay low key. Beatle Ringo ain't pulling 400 M views in a month.
He said, Beatle Ringo ain't pulling 400 million views in a month. Sir, oh my God. This idiot.
What could be more egregious? What could be more misleading?
It's one thing to not know who he is, you're whatever. But then the disrespect to be like, well, whatever, bruv. Beatle Ringo ain't pulling in 400 million views a month while wearing a tank top and gambling. Okay? Sir, no one will remember you. No one. Your legacy is nil, void, null, nothing, zip, zilch, zero, nada. This is what's wrong. Like, honestly, I feel like an old person today. But my age is catching up. This is what's wrong. We are prioritizing views on live streams, how many followers you have over like true talent. But it's a sad day for these idiots who really think that's a flex over Ringo Starr from the frickin' Beatles. Like, I hope this dude gets dragged for that.
What the French
Did you think I wouldn't find out about your little doo-doo head cootie queen? Who are you calling a cootie queen, you lint liquor?
Who are you calling a cootie queen, you lint liquor?
Oh, God. Oh, God.
It's just like, oh, we're gonna, what do we do? What do we do with this kind of, he's not pulling in 400 million. Also, who the is watching this dude just go in a tank top and gamble? Debbie in space, thank you so much for coming in with the super chat. Debbie says he sounds like a primo tossa. He is. He's a bellend. He sounds like a proper bellend. He's a primo tossa. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's horrible. It's horrible. How do you and being from the UK and you don't know who the fucking Beatles are? You don't know Ringo motherfucking Starr? There was only 4 of them to remember. 2 of them had passed. So now you only got to remember 2. No, my mom would be so pissed. If that was me, she'd be like, I raised you wrong. Yes, you've triggered the don't be a dick. Don't be a dick. Gambling live streamers.
Don't be a dick, you're being a real dick. Stop being a dick, you're being a dick. Don't be a dick, that's what you're being right now. You need to stop, check yourself, and calm the fuck down. Don't be a dick, you're being a real dick. Stop being a dick, you're being a dick. With the things that you do, you're obviously very hurt, and that's why I think that you're a big fucking jerk. Being a dick, you're being a dick.
You're being a dick. Stop being a dick. Back to the Grammys. Jelly Roll won big. He got, and he's, oh my God, the Ozempic is working. All right. I don't even recognize Jelly Roll. I'm like, dang. Jelly Roll has no more rolls. All right. Let me share it with you here. The jelly to the roll. A lot of people talk about Ice Out at the Grammys. Meanwhile, Jelly Roll is like, I don't talk about that. Let's hear what Jelly Roll has to say at the Grammys. But he is unrecognizable, almost. Oops.
Man, you know, I'm a dumb redneck. I haven't watched enough. I didn't have a phone for 8. Can tell you that people shouldn't care to hear my opinion, man. You know, I'm a dumb redneck. I haven't watched enough. I didn't have a phone for 18 months. I've had one for 4 months and don't have social media. I hate to be the artist that's that aloof, but I've become so disconnected from what's happening. And I'm just not I grew up in a house of like insane pandemonium and like I didn't even know politics were fucking real until I was in my mid-20s in jail. Like, that's how disconnected. When you grow up in a drug addict household, you think we like have common calls about what's happening in world politics? Like, we're just trying to find a way to survive, man, you know? And I have a lot to say about it, and I'm going to in the next week, and everybody's going to hear exactly what I have to say about it in the most loud and clear way I've ever spoken in my life. So I look forward to it. Thank you for bringing it up. So
that it always baffles because it's like, you know, Jelly Roll does have an opinion about this. He does know what's going on. He's totally MAGA, and just say it. Like, why are you too afraid to say it there if you're so proud of it? Because I think Jelly Roll is performing at, is it something with the TP USA halftime show with Kid Rock and them? I think he's on the lineup. Yeah, so Jelly Roll is confirmed to perform at Turning Point USA's All-American halftime show. The event is a conservative, alternative halftime show scheduled to air simultaneously with the official 2026 Super Bowl because they were like, oh, we can't have Bad Bunny. He's Puerto Rican. Oh my God, that's not American, and you're like, what? Oh God. Oh boy, you guys.
Oh my God.
So he's just too chicken shit to say it in front of the people that are giving him the award. It's like, stand on that shit. You literally are going and boycotting the Super Bowl halftime show and creating your own alternative because you're unhappy with that. But yet you're like, I'm just a dumb redneck. I'm just a dumb redneck on Ozempic. No, you're not. You know where you stand. So say it. Say it, don't spray it. This is like, that is some pussy shit. You just don't want to be judged or questioned on the red carpet. You want to take your little Hollywood award and go home and then go, just kidding. Me and Kid Rock are the bomb with the bone, the bag, biggie, biggie, up, the boogie. We're going to up the boogie. Like, what a weirdo. What a weirdo. Just say it. Oh my gosh. I couldn't believe it. At least Nicki Minaj just says it, you know? But he's like, well, and then he had to bring in like past trauma and being from, you know, addictive it's like everybody's got addiction in their family, dumbass. You don't get to throw that out there as an excuse. You have a stance. So say it. If you're so proud of it, say it. Let's see who else is on this. Turning Point USA. So Kid Rock. I can't believe Kid Rock's still a thing. Like, what's the last song he came out with? Oh my gosh. Kid Rock and his, again, just he has 3 strands of hair and he put a braid in his 3 strands of hair to counter Bad Bunny's headline, alternative Super Bowl halftime show. Like, nobody asked for this. Just let it go. Let it happen. This is some soft ass shit. We gotta have our own with the whites. We need the whites. All right. So the grassroots, this is according to mlive.com. Whatever. What is this? Oh, All Michigan. Shout out to Michigan. There's Kid Rock. And Turning Point USA has announced the acts that will perform at the halftime of the Super Bowl. The grassroots political action network founded by the late conservative activist Charlie Kirk promised to offer a counter show to the NFL's official halftime show featuring Puerto Rican rapper Bad Bunny.
Bored now.
On Monday, it revealed the lineup consisting of outspoken Detroit musician. I feel so bad for Detroit that he keeps repping you guys so hard. There are so many better people from Detroit. Kid Rock, country stars Brantley Gilbert, no idea. Lee Brice, sounds like lice. Former American Idol contestant turned emerging country star Gabby Barrett. No, never heard of her. The All-American halftime show. The All-American halftime. You guys are.
You can go, little girl.
You guys are so soft. You're such fan. You're so soft. This is the All-American. The All-American 5-toothed, 5 teepees Kid Rock American show. Okay? With all the Bud Light. No, not Bud Light. Are they still like the trans? Oh, well, we'll think about it. We'll have to see what we can drink. And celebration of faith, family, and freedom. Because I know when I look at Kid Rock, I think faith, family, and freedom. I think white, trash, possibly child support, bad dental hygiene. That's what I think looking at Kid Rock. All right? I don't think faith, family, and freedom. No, I do not. Bad Bunny, whose given name is Benito Ocasio, is wildly successful, unlike Kid Rock, on music charts. And he has been dubbed the king of Latin trap, and they hate that. They're like, we're going to put him in American trap. Oh, God, these losers. But the NFL's decision to feature him has been met with controversy in conservative circles due to perceived slights against the United States. I don't know how having Bad Bunny is a slight to the U.S., but go on with your crybaby selves. Bad Bunny declared Ice Out before winning the Grammy for Album of the Year on Sunday night. and has said he will not hold concerts in contiguous U.S. for fear they could be targeted by immigration enforcement. Kid Rock, who was born in Romeo and is synonymous with Michigan. God, I feel so bad for Michigan. Jamie B. And it's not on Jamie B's birthday. You know what? That is good. The 3 H's when you think of Kid Rock: hepatitis, herpes, and halitosis. That's what you think of. You think of B-O. Just like, oh, you got to wash your balls, kid. You got to wash them balls. Feels not on Jamie B's birthday. Jamie B is from Michigan. Don't do that to Jamie B. So he's a well-known supporter of Donald Trump. He often criticizes Democratic policies, and sometimes he bangs Republican congresswomen. Who was the one he banged? It's not Kristi Noem, but it kind of looks like her, but a little less filler. But what was her name? Who he was banging for a while? They were dating. They might still be dating. I don't know. He said, we're approaching the show like David and Goliath, Kid Rock said in a statement. Competing with the pro football machine and a global pop superstar is almost impossible. Or is it? Kid Rock's just mad because no one's ever going to ask him to perform on anything important ever again. Ever again. This is not going to happen. He said he's having a dance party, wearing a dress and singing in Spanish. Cool. We plan to play great songs for folks who love America.
Oh my God.
Oh, Jesus. And this is unfortunately like when other countries throughout the world look at us, they think we're all a bunch of Kid Rocks. And that's the thing that breaks my heart. That's the thing that breaks my heart. Yes, that Colorado congressperson, right? Lauren Boebert. Didn't she get caught doing a handy at a play? You know, the family values, faith, family, and hand jobs. Okay, really good hand jobs in a theater where children and other people are present. Just public hand jobs. Faith, family, and public hand jobs. That's what we think of. Bad Bunny previously performed as a guest in the Super Bowl halftime show, headlined by Shakira, and J-Lo. This Super Bowl will feature the New England Patriots and NFC champion Seattle Seahawks. Shout out to Sam Darnold, playing at Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. I think I have to cheer for the Seahawks for Sam Darnold. More than 120 million people worldwide are expected to watch the Super Bowl halftime show on NBC. How many people do you think are going to watch Kid Rock's all American, super American hand job halitosis and herpes show? Damn! Maybe five of them. Possibly. Yeah, Boebert, that was her. They don't understand that, Nanya. They think they're like, Puerto Rico, that ain't a U.S. territory. We don't accept it. Remember Trump threw paper towels at them once upon a time? Oh, boy. So, all right, Kid Rock. We'll see. I'm sure there'll be pyrotechnics like they did for the Charlie Kirk Memorial, which was weird and cringy, and like, please don't do that. If I ever die, anybody, if you see my mom up there wearing iced out in gold with pyrotechnics, just know that Nana never loved me. If that's how it goes down. Thank you, Cheryl, for the $4.99. Cheryl Joy, you are a joy. Apologies to my New England Patriots fans here, but I have to cheer for the Seahawks. Got to cheer for our buddy Sam. We had Sam on our team. And then we're like, we're going to go with JJ McCarthy, this brand new little baby quarterback who keeps getting hurt. Yeah. So, oh boy, this is just peak fragility. Kid Rock is just creating his own stage time. I can't even. So let's see who else is on this. Turning Point USA, All American halftime halitosis 4-tooth. Nobody deserves insurance. You can take our guns. Tread on me, daddy. Halftime show, which is the alternative. If I was a conservative, I would be offended. This is the alternative. This is the alternative. Oh my God. Okay, lineup. The Billboard has the lineup here. Okay, so I think I read some of them, but there's more. Okay, Billboard, don't make me pay to read this. Thank you. Thank you. So, Kid Rock, Lee Bryce, Brantley Gilbert, Gabby Barrett, and we knew those. And then, oh, even their flyer's not good. This is embarrassing. And you know the rest of these guys are like, Kid Rock's headlining? Why? Why? If the kids didn't know who Ringo Starr was, they definitely don't know who Kid Rock is. Okay, well, give me the full list. Come on, Billboard. Oh, boy. All right, I'm going to have to go to their social media, which I don't want to do, but we're going to do it, you guys, because we got to get the full story of who's playing with the kid. Also, you're elderly now. You can't be the kid anymore. Even they don't. The lineup for the All-American Halitosis Half-a-Tooth Punch Down Party halftime show. Well, I think they said, I saw a thing that said Blake Shelton. I was like, oh my God, does Gwen Stefani got to go there? Oh, Gwen. Oh, Gwen. I'm going to say, who is playing or performing, we'll say. Performing on the TPUSA halftime show. 2026. Hour ago. ABC News. Because I thought I saw Gwen Stefani's husband on there. And obviously, we just saw that Jelly Roll. Someone from American Idol. That's never a great sign unless it's like Kelly Clarkson. Well, I mean, I'm not going to look too much further. But I think that might be it. I thought they had more. Oh, that's going to be very depressing. That is going to be a sad show. Holy buckets. All right, let's see if Deadline's got a better. Google says that Jelly Roll is confirmed. However, they're just saying Kid Rock, Brantley Gilbert, again, don't know her. Gabby Barrett, never heard of her. Lee Bryce, don't know her either. Have been announced as performers for the event. That's it. You don't have any big names. How many? I bet you all those people combined haven't even sold as many albums as Bad Bunny himself. Flop City Township. Kid Rock. Oh my God. He has fallen deep into the crack pipe. That's a shame. Wasn't he married to Pam Anderson at one time? Those were the glory days for him. And then it was downhill ever since. Oh boy. Oh boy, kid. Oh boy, Elderly Man Rock. Elderly Man Rock is just, it's not good, sir. It's not good. Okay. Let's see. What else do we have here? The BBC is reporting that, like we talked about a little bit earlier, after the big Grammys, that again, I didn't watch. Apologies to the Grammys, but I don't care. But God bless, you know. Trump threatens to sue Trevor Noah. Oh, let's check it out here. You think he'd have better things to do, but he's going to sue Trevor Noah. over Epstein jokes at the Grammys. Well, that was your friend. That was your friend, sir. Donald Trump has threatened to sue comedian Trevor Noah. Donald Trump hates comedy. He hates comedians. He hates reporters. He hates comedians. And he loves shitty music. It's not good. After he joked about Trump and Epstein at the Grammy Awards. Hosting the event, Noah said, "Song of the Year, that is a Grammy that every artist wants almost as much as Trump wants Greenland," which makes sense because Epstein's island is gone. He needs a new one to hang out with Bill Clinton. Oh boy.
Boom. Roasted.
Trump didn't like that. He's like, it's too true. Too true. Llama Pajama, thank you so much for coming in with the $4.99. Llama said, on a funny note, I was watching Dateline yesterday and they mentioned Menards, which I know from you. I sang the song and laughed so hard. What are they mentioning Menards for? Was there a crime that happened at Menards? You have to tell me the episode. If there was something that happened at Menards, I'm going to have to watch that one. Because yes, we got our little Menards over here. I can never find the sound effect for it. It hides on me. It's elusive. Is it this one?
God is a man made up by other men to tell them that they're special.
That's a good one. Oh, here it is.
You save big money, you save big money when you shop Menards.
When you shop Menards. Thank you, Llama. I'm so interested to know why they brought up Menards. Yes. So, U.S. President Donald Trump threatening to sue Trevor Noah over that joke. Trump is known to have been an associate of Epstein for years. Yeah. But says he had no knowledge of his crimes, even though he's literally in the Epstein files. We'll get there. And that they fell out in and about 2004. There are no suggestions he ever visited Epstein's private island, and he has not been accused of any crime by Epstein's victims. That's what Trump is saying. The U.S. Department of Justice has said allegations about him are unfounded and false. In 2020, a spokesperson for Clinton said the former president had never been to Epstein's island. Little St. James. Clinton has not been accused of any wrongdoing. Trump responded to Noah's joke by saying he would be sending my lawyers to sue. Posting on Truth Social. Is anyone on Truth Social? I've never even checked it out. I don't want to go there. I feel like it's where morality goes to die. It's literally the depths of hell. Noah said incorrectly. So Trump, this is what your president's writing. Noah said incorrectly, all caps, about me, that Donald Trump and Bill Clinton spent time on Epstein Island. Wrong. I can't speak for Bill, but I've never been to Epstein Island, nor anywhere close. And until tonight's false and defamatory statement, have never been accused of being there. What? Not even by the fake news media. Huh? He said, Noah, a total loser. Better get his facts straight and get them straight fast. He added, get ready, Noah. I'm going to have some fun with you. Ew. Ew. We've heard about the fun you like to have. Okay. Sir, no, thank you. Epstein was found in his New York prison cell in 2019 while awaiting trial on trafficking charges. More than a decade after he was convicted of soliciting prostitution from a minor. He had purchased his private plane in 1998. Multiple survivors have alleged that they were trafficked there. Trump has engaged in legal action with multiple media organizations in recent years, including the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal. In December, he filed a multi-billion-dollar lawsuit in Florida court accusing the BBC of defamation and of violating a trade practices law over the editing of a Panorama program. Noah is a South African-born comedian who hosted The Daily Show on Comedy Central. We remember. We know. Yeah, and more files were released. And it's not good. And Elon Musk was like, I'm not there. I wasn't there. I wasn't even there. And we find out, or he said, Epstein had asked me to go. And it looks like Elon Musk was like begging to go. And they had him on read. So every accusation is them just saying, I did it. You know, when they accuse someone else, it's them just admitting that they, in fact, have done that. They put all of their crimes onto other people. Let me pull up some little video we have here. Let me see. I thought I sent this to myself. I literally send myself so much stuff, you guys, because there's so much going on. All right. Where is it? Oh, we have, Jam Jam's exit interview. I forgot I have that too. Let's see. It's all crash. Is it this one? It's all crashing down. Let me just pull up the Midas Touch because they got what I'm looking for, I believe. Okay, oops. Let's open my account here. Oops. I gotta close some of these windows. My computer's like, I'm starting to get hot. My computer is having a hot flash. My computer is in perimenopause as well. Okay, get that out of there. And yeah, they're deleting. They released a bunch more files. Now they're deleting them. We still have so many redactions. It's a mess. Okay. He redacted himself. Putin's all over the Epstein files. Elon Musk, despite saying he wasn't. Remember when Elon Musk briefly turned on Trump in 2025, and then he was tweeting that Trump was a PDF file? That was a fun day. Meanwhile, they're both PDF files. Crazy. All right, let's see if this one, okay. Okay. Shout out to the Midas Touch, you guys. I'll drop the link for them. But if you're not subbed, they do some great work and love their videos and their independent journalism. All right, here we go.
Losing it, and he has ordered his Department of Justice to redact his face from photos of him in the Epstein files. We clearly can tell that this is Donald Trump in this photo right here, in a text message between Steve Bannon and Jeffrey Epstein when they're talking about Jair Bolsonaro, the leader of Brazil, attending his inauguration wearing a colostomy bag. You see this photo of Donald Trump. Obviously, Trump is the person in this photo, but the Trump DOJ redacted his face, but they did it in such a way that is so sloppy that it's obvious it's him. And we know that the Epstein files that were produced on Friday, while it includes a ton of bombshells, is only a partial production. The Department of Justice released 3 million documents, but we believe there's at least 3 million more documents that have not been released, by the way, by the Department of Justice's own admission. But what they don't say is that could actually total about 50 million pages if those documents include multiple pages, as we've seen before. So there is a massive cover-up still taking place, and we believe the most devastating documents have not been produced yet. But wow, some of the documents produced are devastating. They're toppling world leaders who are referenced in the Epstein files, but the Trump cabal continues to claim they're vindicated, despite the fact that Donald Trump is referenced over 5,000 times in the Epstein files.
5,000 times. You know who's not referenced? Barack Obama. Remember they tried to vilify. They're like, where's his birth certificate? Barack Obama. Trump 5,000 times. Barack Obama 0.
That were produced on Friday in some of the most disgusting, grotesque, and vile ways imaginable. And I've been covering it here in the Midas Touch Network. Go back and watch those videos, because the things it says about Donald Trump are disgusting. But you have Lord Mandelson from the United Kingdom, who used to be the UK ambassador to the United States. He resigned as the ambassador to the United States when the Epstein estate released photos and documents that included him a few months back. He's now fully resigning from the Labour Party over the Epstein files, latest tranche produced by the DOJ on Friday, because he's referenced in some really grotesque ways. There's photos of him in his underwear. It's gross. Also, you have gross is an understatement. Let's just be very clear. You have Slovakia's prime minister's national security advisor resigning over Epstein links. There's multiple communications there talking about girls. And one of the revelations as well is the amount of communications Epstein's claimed that he was having with Vladimir Putin. There's over 1,000 references in the Epstein files to Putin, and Epstein speaks to people like former Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Barak. He speaks with the former Prime Minister of Norway. He speaks to leaders in the United Arab Emirates and others about having meetings with Putin and conveying and shuffling information back and forth with Putin, such that you had a Daily Mail and Telegraph report over the weekend say that Epstein's sex empire was entirely a KGB honey trap. I'm going to go and do a whole video on that this morning, so I want you to watch that if you can. But I'll just read for you this email right now, dated May 22nd, 2013. It's an email from Jeffrey Epstein to Ehud Barak, the former prime minister of Israel. And Epstein says, Putin asked that I meet with him in St. Petersburg, the same time as his economic conference. I told him no. If he wants to meet, he will need to set aside real time and privacy. Let's see what happens. There's a lot more messages like that talk about meetings. I want to talk about domestic affairs, though, right now in the United States, because as Trump is losing it over the release of the Epstein files, he's redacting his face from photos. He's all over these files. Elon Musk is all over the files. Peter Thiel is mentioned repeatedly. You have people like Howard Lutnick named repeatedly. I want to talk about the American people who are suffering right now, because you have right now, based on the latest consumer confidence reports, the worst economic record of any president since 1960 at this point. I mean, take a look right here. Americans right now feel the economy is devastatingly harmful to them. And that's because it is. People feel the way it is, not the gaslighting from Donald Trump and his regime. I know that Donald Trump, is more focused on doing deals with the United Arab Emirates. By the way, the UAE leaders are all over the Epstein files, having communications with Epstein. I know that Donald Trump's more focused on bringing money into his family, and he's more focused on golden arches and golden ballrooms and shutting down the Kennedy Center and destroying the treasure that was the Kennedy Center. But the American people are suffering right now. I mean, just think about what we learned in the past 24 hours. Some great reporting over here from the Wall Street Journal talked about how 4 days before Trump's inauguration, lieutenants to an Abu Dhabi royal secretly signed a deal with the Trump family to buy a 49% stake in World Liberty Financial for $500 million, according to documents and people familiar. The buyer paid half up front, steering $170 million to Trump family entities and $31 million to Steve Witkoff entities. The investment was backed by the UAE National Security Advisor, Tahnoon bin Zayed. And if you look at who's a part of World Liberty Financial, it's the Witkoffs, it's the Trumps who enrich themselves. And by the way, World Liberty Financial did not really even have any product at all. They had like a digital token, but the money that was paid by the UAE didn't even give them access to the digital token. But what they did get, and what appears to be a quid pro quo, is access to the most classified semiconductor chips in the United States that every prior administration deemed not only a national security risk if those chips got into the hands of a country like the UAE, because it would quickly then get to China, but something that would be absolutely catastrophic to our national security. But the Trump regime gave the UAE those semiconductor chips and all of our technology, highly classified stuff, after the UAE did that deal with Donald Trump. So utterly pathetic. But look, Donald Trump's been posting more about the arch that he wants to build. He wants it 250 feet tall. It would block the Lincoln Memorial. It would be kind of right in that location in the Washington Mall, blocking the Lincoln Memorial. Donald Trump was also...
This dude's a full psycho. Full stop. Full cycle. Yes, Mindy says, I heard Trump was mentioned 1,000, but 5,000. The DOJ said they didn't include any photos, videos about murder, essay, torture. I can't imagine how horrific the rest of the files must be. Horrific. Just the stuff that came out and some of the stuff they've already redacted is horrific.
Ranting and raving about the Kennedy Center all day. He was making posts like the following. The former leadership of the Kennedy Center created a broken budget and failed this great institution. $100 million operating deficits, $26 million bottom line deficits, Under Donald Trump, we have a balanced budget of the Kennedy Center. And Donald Trump writes, people don't realize the Trump Kennedy Center suffered massive deficits for many years. And like everything else, I merely came in to save it. If possible, make it far better than ever before. President Donald J. Trump. So that's what he reposted earlier in the day. That was a message that he also wrote on January 26th. So Donald, how are you making it better? What are you doing to improve the Kennedy Center? Oh, on Sunday, Donald Trump announces that he's shutting it down. In this post,
He's shutting it down because nobody wants to perform there or be there when he tried to take it over. So now he's like taking his toys home. He's like, well, then no one can play at the Kennedy Center because I want it to be the Trump Center. Okay? If I can't have it, then nobody can have it. Okay, so let's check out my girl Allison Gill, who I know through stand-up comedy and who has been killing it for years of podcasting about all of this craziness. And now she's doing videos with Midas Touch as well. And she's going to talk about an FBI tipster that is speaking out about the missing files. So shout out to Allison Gill.
Hey, everybody, it's me, Allison Gill. Welcome to The Breakdown. And thanks to my good friends at Midas Touch for partnering with MSW Media and giving me this platform. Now, we all know that Donald Trump sex trafficked girls to Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell through his Mar-a-Lago spa. That's according to the Wall Street Journal. So it stands to reason that Trump also probably trafficked girls to Epstein and Maxwell through his modeling agency and his connections to other CEOs of other modeling agencies. And a few days ago, in the newly released batch of Epstein files, which we're told is the final batch, even though it's missing 3 million documents, in that release, we saw a summary of a report to the FBI tip line from someone who knew a girl trafficked through a Trump modeling agency, someone who herself was also recruited by that friend or attempted to be recruited by that friend. And we became hyper aware of these tip line summaries, these FBI tip line summaries, after the Department of Justice pulled them down from their repository, but not before thousands of document watchers screen capped them, saved them, and circulated them online. Now, oddly, maybe one of the reasons they pulled these down before they put them back up is that none of the corresponding FBI 302s for interviews that undoubtedly resulted from these tips to the tip line, none of those, at least that I've been able to find, were released. Nor will they be. Like I said, Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanchard said, this is it. This is all there is. This is all we're releasing. We're holding back stuff pursuant to an open investigation, an active investigation. We'll talk about that in a minute. Well, I have spoken to the person who called in that tip about the Trump modeling agency. And I will tell you what she had to say.
Give it up for Allison Gill, just doing the damn thing, getting the interviews. And like Mindy's saying here, yes, shout out to Mindy. His connections to the Miss Teen and Miss USA pageants, so sus. And the grab him by the pussy. And remember him, talking about a perk of running those shows is that he could walk in the locker room of the teenage girls when they're naked, because he runs the thing. But still people are like, I don't think it's a PDF file. You're like, he told us. And now we have even more proof. I mean, geez, it's just, but the people that want to believe are just going to keep they're in a cult. There's no other way to say it, that they're in a cult. Because no one's trying to protect Bill Gates over here. That nasty ass looks like he's in all over the Epstein files too. And he got allegedly, according to the Epstein files, he got STD from like some kind of like Russian sex worker or something. And then he was speaking with Jeffrey Epstein. They have emails between the two of them of how he could get an antibiotic and administer it to his wife, Melinda, because we all know Bill and Melinda Gates, now since divorce, thank God, for Melinda, and give her this antibiotic without telling her that he had passed on an STD to her. Fucking garbage trash Bill Gates yuck, disgusting, so gross. Like so much more was released this weekend. And oh my God. And Elon Musk, he's out there on Twitter now, because it'll never be X to me, saying that, oh, it's not true. It's not all that stuff that with me. No, it's not. That part's fake. Of course it's fake when it includes them.
Say on today's episode of The Breakdown to the person who called in that tip about the Trump modeling agency. And I will tell you what she had to say.
You guys recognize Allison Gill. She was the host of the podcast Mueller, She Wrote. And she is a veteran. And she worked, I believe, at the Department of Veteran Affairs as well. And she was also, I don't know if she still does comedy, but she was a stand-up comedian. That's how I met her.
On today's episode of The Breakdown.
She had like a guitar and she would do funny songs.
Hey, everybody. Welcome. I'm Allison Gill, host of the Daily Beans podcast, CEO over at MSW Media. And by now, knowing how plugged in all of you are who watch the Midas Touch Network, you've likely seen these images circulating on social media. Image after image after image. This is a report consisting of summaries of tips about Epstein and Maxwell received by the FBI from the public. Now, these images went viral, as I said, because the Department of Justice removed them from the portal after they'd been released. And document watchers noticed immediately and shared the images they screen capped and moved to a hard drive, probably. And likely, again, because this administration has been known in the past to pull down sensitive Epstein documents, especially ones concerning Donald Trump, who appeared in this dump at least 5,000 times. They've done this. They've removed documents from the portal before, once they realized that they had gone up, maybe in error. Now, as I said, these documents were restored to the portal, but not after images of them made their way around the internet on Twitter and Blue Sky, Reddit, Facebook, Threads, Insta, TikTok. They're everywhere. And one of them stood out to me. So let me take you back for a minute to July of last year, 2025, around the time I announced that I was filing a Freedom of Information Act request for Epstein redaction training videos after some exclusive reporting from a source inside the FBI who told me about the existence of these training videos. Now, an anonymous woman reached out to me around that time because she had very specific information about a report she made to the FBI about a friend and her connection to a Trump modeling agency trafficking victims to Epstein and Maxwell, an allegation. Now, she thought that if I had details about what was in her report, what was in her interview with the FBI, I could make a very specific or refined Freedom of Information Act request. I could ask for the report, right? She says, ask for this specific report. Ask for the report with these details. Here's the date that I made the report. And she said to me, and you can see the date here, July 17th, 2025, quote, "Hey, AG, I know Trump is in the FBI files on Epstein because I called and reported. When Epstein first went to jail and the FBI asked for tips, I called. My best friend had been trying to become a Trump model. She would go to New York City and manage to get a photo shoot with a Trump photographer. She said most of the girls were foreign and some barely spoke English, so she felt lucky to get picked as one of the rare Americans there. She was blonde-haired, blue-eyed, buxom, and gorgeous. They told her she was Trump's type. They connected her to a man and a woman who they said could help move her career along faster. That they were all connected. She was invited to boat parties with friends of Trump and the photographer. She was supposed to entertain the wealthy men on board who promised her things. She was also supposed to bring back other hot girls, especially blonde-haired, blue-eyed girls like her. I didn't have blonde hair, but she invited me. I didn't think I could disappear for a weekend like she did, so I never went. But I heard her stories of being offered drugs and performing sex acts." Now, she went on to tell me, quote, "Donald was part of it. I hope he gets everything he deserves for what I saw happen to my best friend. We were 14 when she first went to one of his casting parties. I moved before we turned 16. Her life was ruined because of him, and I've been trying to warn people since The Apprentice was airing. I wish him pain and the awareness that he will lose everything and anything associated with him will be destroyed other than the stain in the history books to warn that evil can be wealthy and shiny to those who wish to be deceived. I was not okay watching what was happening when Epstein was first jailed. I am not okay now. I am enraged. I hope justice is just as painful for him as it was for each and every one of his victims." Now, I thanked her for this information, and I said that if my FOIA lawsuit got to a point where I would need specific details for specific documents, I would let her know. Maybe we could get an affidavit or a declaration. So back to those highlighted reports, those viral highlighted reports that traveled around the internet after they were pulled down and then put back up this weekend. There it was, this woman's report. Look, quote, complainant reported her neighbor sought modeling gigs at the Trump Modeling Agency in New York City between the years of 1998 and 2000. Complainant reported neighbor allegedly went on cruises set up by recruiter or head of the agency and once showed complainant a photo of the recruiter, whom complainant recalled looking like Epstein. Complainant reported neighbor was allegedly raped several times during this time period. Now, if you're wondering why some of these tip line summaries are highlighted and why some of them aren't, like this one, that is revealed in an email attached to this report of tip line summaries that says, quote, see below, yellow highlighting is for the salacious piece of this report. So that's why some of it's highlighted. Now that's this woman's report based on the details she provided to the FBI in 2020 and to me again in 2025. The problem is that the actual FBI interview, the formal interview conducted by the FBI agents with this woman, is not anywhere to be found in the files, which are, according to Todd Blanche, now released in their entirety, at least the entirety that they plan on showing us. The tip line summary is just the tip line summary. The actual 302 is missing. So I set about the task of verifying that there was an actual formal FBI interview. And here's how I confirmed that there was. First, I have corroboration from a third person that was present during the formal phone interview. But let me give you the short timeline of events from 2020 when this was called in. First, there was a press conference held on July 2nd, 2020, after the arrest of Ghislaine Maxwell, during which they asked for tips from anyone with information. Anybody in the public, if you have a tip, call us. Watch this.
For the many victims of other adult perpetrators who may be listening or get word of today's announcement, the example set by the women involved in this investigation has been a powerful one. They persevered against the rich and the connected, and they did so without a badge, a gun, or a subpoena, and they stood together. I have no doubt the bravery exhibited by the women in this investigation has empowered others to speak up about the crimes that they have been subjected to. If you are listening today and are the victim of child sex trafficking, please call 1-800-CALL-FBI or contact us online at tips.fbi.gov.
So that was a press conference July 2nd. Now, according to my source, she made a call to the FBI tip line with that information that we see in the summary released this week. She made the call the same day, July 2nd. And then here is a screenshot of the voicemail that she received from the FBI 10 days later. As you can see, it's dated July 12th. And it says, good afternoon, blank. I'm redacting her name. My name is Special Agent Burke with the New York FBI, and I was calling to follow up on the tip you provided yesterday. If you could give me a call back, my number is blank. Thank you. Now, I have reached out to the phone number provided by the FBI Special Agent Burke. I reached out for comment, and I haven't received a response. So I definitely have enough to confirm that this report is the one made to the FBI back in 2020 by this person. Now, I've been able to confirm she sat down for a formal interview with the FBI after receiving this voicemail. But again, the report of that interview is nowhere to be found in this release, much like the rest of Maria Farmer's reports to the FBI from 1996. The report, which was released in the previous set of files. The reports she made about Trump are missing. They only released the one about Epstein. So I have for you a summary of the details this person provided to the FBI in 2020, the one that we don't have the 302 for. Summarized here in that document I showed you, but not released in its entirety. And again, I bet we can all guess why. Because it implicates Trump's modeling agency and the sex trafficking ring. Obviously, these are just allegations, but here's what she told the FBI. We lived in Connecticut at the time. Most of this would have been around 1998 to 2000. She went to New York City for parties and clubbing, underage with a fake ID. Then she told me she was recruited by a modeling agent who worked with a couple agencies and thought she would be a good fit for Trump's. She went to a few photo shoots, and it was frequently borderline scandalous. Then got recruited for events and parties. I think she said it started through the Trump agency photographer, but there was another man and woman involved in the stories, telling her that they would help her career. The parties were often talked about as modeling gigs. She said most of the models were foreign. Some hardly spoke English. She felt lucky to be picked. Then they asked her to go to parties and bring good-looking girls the same age. That she could make money from modeling, waitressing, massages, and entertaining. She asked me to go several times.
Ew.
Then was told they only wanted blondes for Trump parties, but any hair was fine for other parties. There were a few parties that really stuck in my head. She said they were assigned rooms with themes or were told to float around the rooms. The rooms were themed with sex acts and or drugs. Since I was a virgin at that point, she thought she could get me into a room with whatever level of activity I was comfortable with, but probably extra money if I was willing to let one of the men be my first. There were several trips on a big boat or yacht. After one weekend trip, she said she met a guy who would help her career. I thought modeling was the point, but she also talked about acting, singing, and massage. It sounded kind of like a boyfriend or a sugar daddy situation. He said he had connections. He was older, but she thought he was handsome, especially compared to many of the other men there. She showed me a picture of him on the rail of the boat. Later, I saw the same pic in the papers when he was first indicted. I'm pretty sure it was Jeffrey Epstein. Something happened at one of the events that scared her, and she stopped telling me as much. She started dyeing her hair different colors, talking about how he liked blondes. I think she was beaten at least twice. She had bruises. She said they threatened her family with prison or death if she didn't cooperate or if she told anybody, especially police. And she believed some law enforcement at all levels were involved. She didn't say what happened, but said something made her believe them. We talked about getting emancipated and moving in together when we turned 16 and getting jobs. She said they had promised massage training and she could make money off of that and thought she could get that and get out. But as things fell apart, she moved to other ideas. She then moved to the south end of town for the 8th grade freshman year of high school. I moved out of state near the end of my freshman year. I couldn't reach her for over a year. And when I did, she told me she had been drugged and dumped as dead in front of a hospital. She had been in a rehab center. She said she couldn't tell me anything more and keep me safe on the phone. After that, I barely spoke to her and just checked in every few years. She has a kid and a good guy now. She has erased her life before about 5 to 10 years ago from social media, but she survived. Trump's modeling agency was importing models that were used for these parties, many without their families and barely speaking English. My friend was fascinated by them and the risk they were taking. They too were trafficked into this ring. My friend was a rare American, and they told her that frequently. All those other girls didn't have anyone to bear witness as far as I know. But Trump was importing and sex trafficking girls to Epstein and others. There is no way he didn't know since he was at parties and inspected the girls. His modeling connections need to be investigated. So that's a summary of what she told the FBI in the formal interview, but we don't see it anywhere in a 302 in the files that have been released. If they've released all the files they're going to release, where is this 302? Like I said, maybe it's with the rest of Maria Farmer's 302s. Maria's sister had the same question, Annie, when I interviewed her here on the Midas Network a couple weeks ago. You can now find that interview at MuellerSheWrote.com. Perhaps they're amidst the nearly 3 million pages that the DOJ is unlawfully withholding in this release. 2 months ago, when the Epstein Files Transparency Act passed, I said, quote, DOJ will refuse to release the Epstein files based on their sham ongoing investigation. Bookmark it. Well, sure enough, after withholding almost half of the files that we know about, Todd Blanche said, quote, any Epstein document that would jeopardize an active federal investigation is not being released by DOJ. Then why did you put out a statement last July saying you've closed all investigations related to the Epstein files and that there was no client list? And if, in fact, you're investigating the Clintons, why withhold this 302 about Trump's modeling agencies? I mean, I have confirmed proof that this woman sat for an FBI interview. There's a 302 for this somewhere, and the DOJ is refusing to release it. So I just want to thank everyone who's come forward to share information with me in the face of retribution from this administration and very rich and powerful people. We still have a lot of work to do, whether it's beating back and defunding ICE or flipping Congress so we can get some accountability, or preparing for whatever election stealing scheme Trump is planning after going down and stealing vote tabulator tapes from Fulton County, Georgia, or just doing everything we can to help get justice for Epstein and Maxwell survivors. Thank you for being part of the fight.
Thank you, Allison Gill. I know heavy shit. I have to force myself to, read this stuff, watch this stuff. to know. But again, protect your peace as well and your own mental health as we try to digest just how evil and how just how deep this goes. Sweet Neon, thank you so much for the super sticker coming in there. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And Mindy asked me if I saw that. I did see the SNL sketch. There was this great SNL sketch. I didn't watch SNL, but I did see that it was trending, where it was kids, you know, like the SNL people. But and then one of the SNL actors was a mom, and one was a dad, and she was starting to wake up from you know, being pro-Trump, and she's like, maybe I could have been wrong about. They're like, yeah, and she's like, stop it. Like, she just wanted them. She's like, you have to show me grace. You have to show me grace. I'll have to. I thought I sent myself a clip of that because it was such a great little sketch that they did of just how she was like, fine, if you guys are gonna read, because they're like, yes, we told you, come on. And she's like, then I like him again. Then I'm going back and liking him. I'm going back. It was too kind of true of what we've seen about the hardcore Trump heads, you know, and how they react to this administration and how it seems as though they lack any kind of critical thought, and they just look at Trump as someone who they just believe everything that comes out of his lying mouth, and like he can do absolutely no wrong, which is insane. When facts and evidence, when the receipts, proof, timeline, screenshots, freaking everything is right there in front of them. And I think we all, unfortunately, probably have one, if not more, family members like this. And maybe, you know, it's definitely caused rifts in families. And I know for me, it's very hard. Some of the, you know, family members I have that are just, that keep spewing this bullshit and refuse to see Trump for the monster that he is, and refuse to see this administration for the failure that it is, despite it showing itself time and time again, you know. So we know family members like that, or people like that, who are just, they can't admit like something's fucked up over here. This guy's fucked up. Because for some reason they would rather just keep drinking the Kool-Aid. They would rather just continue to be right. Or they don't care. Like Molly's saying, they just don't care. That's why I stopped long ago trying to convince anybody, because like so much has happened. A lot of these fuckers don't care, or this is what they want, or what they think they want, or they too think in these terms. So there's only so much you can do. You know, Artist Fleetwood, thank you. So good to see you, Artist. Thank you for the 999. Says Midas Touch is so good. I love Ben Alice and Michael, Legal AF, great team. And they always have the receipts, facts, and proof. Yes, so good. Okay, now let's talk about Musk, Elon Musk, and his involvement. And this is a video about his daughter confirming it's all real. And this is from, what channel is this again? Keith Edwards.
Is accurate, and that means that Elon Musk's own lies are falling apart. You know, he said last year, he said this to Sky News. He said, shame on Sky News for this utterly misleading headline. Anyone pushing this false narrative deserves complete contempt. Epstein tried to get me to go to his island and I refused. Okay, that's interesting, because what has come out now is the total opposite. And Elon Musk has been tweeting non-stop because he is realizing that it's all falling apart. So
it's almost even more starting to make sense why Elon Musk poured so much of his money and time and everything into Trump getting elected. And these little jokes that he was saying at the time of, if Trump doesn't get in office, I'm going to jail, you know, are starting to make even more sense.
Oh, here are some of these emails. This is from Elon Musk to Jeffrey Epstein. Will you come to Caribbean this Christmas? Woody Allen with me, you might enjoy. Elon Musk. Yes. We also have some
So with Woody Allen, at this point, anybody still working with making excuses for nasty ass Woody Allen, just no thank you. Like, wrap it up. Get out of here. I'm so tired of these actors too who are like, yeah, this is wrong and Trump's evil, but I'm going to make a movie with Woody Allen.
It's not enough.
What? I've seen so many actors and actresses through the years have been like, well, he's a genius. No, he's a fucking PDF file. That's what he is. He's not a genius. He's a sex predator.
emails here. This is from the actual Department of Justice website. It says basically they're arranging a time to go over to Elon Musk to the island. And it says here, any day from the 1st to the 8th, played by ear if you want, always space for you, Jeffrey Epstein, Elon Musk. Elon Musk, okay, probably the first then. Epstein, the second or third would be perfect. I'll come get you. Musk, I need to fly back to LA on the 2nd. So Elon Musk, actually, I could fly back on the 3rd. We will be in St. Bart's. When should we head to your island on the 2nd? And then Epstein, unfortunately, my schedule will keep me in New York. I was really looking forward to finally.
So it looks like Elon was trying to get to that island. Elon's trying to hang out. Every accusation is an admission.
Spending some time together with just fun as the agenda. So
it's crazy to know now that Elon, knowing how much he's in the Epstein files and how he is trying to get in where he fits in with Jeffrey Epstein in the island, and knowing that he was throwing around name calling Trump a PDF file. Meanwhile, he's a PDF file. It's just PDF files calling each other PDF files. It's
well, I am very disappointed. Hopefully we can schedule another time in the near future. Let's just go back to that original statement here. Epstein tried to get me to go to his island and I refused. That is obviously not true. Is everyone in power? Is everyone like up at the upper echelons of power just like an awful liar pedophile? Is that?
Yeah, and I think through history, we just keep getting that, just keeps being proven time and time again, that these awful rich white men who run shit are freaking predators, sex traffickers, PDF files, nasty. How many times do we need to learn? Evil, nasty bitches.
That's just like, it's crazy to me that QAnon, if you don't know what that is, QAnon was a conspiracy theory that said that there is an elite group of people who are pedophiles and they control the world. And it turns out it wasn't that far off. Now, they thought that Donald Trump was going to be the one who saves them from the elite group of pedophiles and not the ringleader. But still, there was, it turns out, a little bit of truth to that statement. Now, there is also this email that I believe to be a joke. Hi, Jeff. I was thinking of flying down for an epic vacation. Redacted told me you're planning a party. Girls for the win. I cleared my calendar. What are the details? Thank you, good sir. Jeffrey Epstein forwarding this to his assistant. Deal with this. Thank you.
Deal with this.
To Musk from
like
Jeffrey's assistant.
That's how much Elon Musk, how much they hate Elon Musk. And if he didn't have money and his hair implants, like no one would talk to him, is even the PDF files don't want to hang out with him. He's like, I really want to go to this PDF file party at the island. And they're like, fucking deal with this, Elon Musk. Can you deal with the hair club for men? What a dork. He even got disinvited as a PDF file himself to the PDF file party. That's crazy.
I'm so sorry, Elon. You missed JE. He actually told me he was thinking of wanting to.
Jeffrey Epstein, just think about that. Jeffrey Epstein, the disgusting Jeffrey Epstein, didn't want anything to do with Elon Musk. Oh my God. What a loser.
Down the entire Little St. James operation. Bummer. If it starts up again, we'll be sure to let you.
We'll let you know if the PDF file island, but you didn't make the list. You really wanted to, Elon.
No. Oh, this is bad. You cannot spin this to be any less cool. He explicitly asked to come and party with girls for the win.
Yeah, in his email, he's like, a party with girls for the win. Girls. This grown, balding man wants to party with girls. And they're like, no. No, even these PDF files have some kind of standard against Elon Musk.
Win, and he invites himself more than once. Elon Musk, you are a loser, big dog.
Fucking loser. We knew Elon Musk was a loser. He's always been a fucking loser. He's a dork. He's a drug addict. We'll say things allegedly for funsy and for comedy and for satire purposes. But he knows who he is. We know who he is. We see through him. He's not a genius. He's an idiot.
Allegedly.
He's a loser. Well, no, that's my opinion. He is not allegedly an idiot. He is an idiot. And he's a loser. He couldn't even buy his way into the PDF file island. Oh, Lordy. Like, nobody likes you, bro. Give it up. He has to buy places where he can hang out, like Twitter. He has to buy the presidency so he can feel important. And yet they still hate him.
Epstein also called Musk the R word.
It's not enough.
Elon Musk is so autistic that actually he just could not tell that Jeffrey Epstein was using coded language when he said this. Now, keep in mind, too, that all of this stuff is after we know that Jeffrey Epstein is a pedophile. This is far after that. So they are actively...
This is after Jeffrey Epstein has been to jail for being a PDF file. The same thing when Prince Andrew, when he did that horrific interview, you know, another PDF file, friend of Jeffrey Epstein, after Jeffrey Epstein goes to jail, gets out. And remember, Prince Andrew said, well, I had to stay at Jeffrey's house. It's just convenient. It's just convenient to stay at the pedophile's house. Yeah, I know he went to jail for that. And we know Prince Andrew is a PDF file himself. But remember when he was trying to like make sense of it? Trying to trick the public to like, no. It wasn't for the, because we're both PDF files. It was because he has a home that I can stay at. And I'm just a prince from the UK. And so it's hard for me to get a hotel. But, okay.
Engaging with someone known to do some of the worst things you can do to children. That is a true statement. They knew what Epstein had done, and yet they still wanted to hang out with him. Take from that what you will.
That is the rumor. Sister of the Moon. I remember during the Depp v. Heard and afterward that there was so much talk that Amber Heard's kid was possibly Elon Musk because this dork wanted to like impregnate everybody. Ugh. I can't even imagine like this. Ugh, yuck. Elon spooge is nightmare fuel.
Epstein. Any plans for New York? The opening of the General Assembly has many interesting people coming to the House. So he's obviously saying, you know, he's the coded language, as I said. Elon Musk. I run and lead product design engineering for two complicated companies. Moreover, SpaceX is about to launch what is arguably the most advanced rocket in history. Flying to New York to see UN diplomats does nothing would be an does nothing would be an unwise use of time. Jeffrey Epstein, do you think I'm the R word? You think I'm R-worded? Just kidding. There is no one over 25 and all very cute. Okay. So there's a lot of there. Okay. So in response to all this, and then we'll show that Elon Musk's daughter has confirmed it all. Elon Musk said, I worked most of the weekend too. Oh, sorry. So this guy, Doge Tipping, said back in the day, Elon Musk spent 3 days at SpaceX and 2 days at Tesla and weekends at home with his 5 sons and his wife. I don't think he had time to hang out with Epstein on the island. Oh my God, these people are so naive. Elon Musk then said, I worked most of the weekend too, still do. Only left the Tesla engineering lab in Palo Alto a few hours ago. Elon Musk, replying to someone else who said this, Elon Musk has consistently been the loudest public voice to demanding the release of the Epstein files, accountability for all involved, saying here, not a single Epstein client has been prosecuted, not even one Elon Musk. And then Elon Musk said, what matters is not release of some subset of the Epstein files, but rather prosecution of those who committed heinous crimes with Epstein. When there is at least one arrest, some justice will have been done. If not, this is all performative, nothing but a distraction. And this is, these are some headlines that show that Epstein and Elon Musk were much more connected than previously understood. And someone said here, legacy media is doing it again, manufacturing fake news and blasting it worldwide. Elon Musk, legacy media
Immediately they go to fake news.
lies relentlessly. I mean, this is literally, it's what I just showed you is what it is. That is what the Department of Justice released. So, I mean, it's not a lie. That is the evidence. And Elon Musk's own daughter confirmed it. Someone wrote, every new Elon post just screams he's guilty AF. Also, don't be Elon, don't email known pedophiles, especially about girls for the win. Okay, and here is what Elon's daughter said. This is on Threads. I'm just going to speak directly instead of being vague and cryptic. I can confirm we were in St. Bart's at the time specified in the emails, and therefore I believe they are authentic. This has basically already been confirmed through his attempts to paint them as out of context denial as a river in Egypt. I knew nothing about the emails previously, so I'm learning about everything at the same time as y'all. If there's any other information I learned that I can corroborate, I will do so.
Oh,
So we
I feel bad for his kids. Imagine being his kid. Yuck.
have the email evidence. We have Elon's own daughter confirming that they were there at that time. And I think Elon Musk's denial and attacks of the media, calling it fake news, to me is also its own sort of confirmation as well. As Mehdi Hassan said here, so it turns out the two heroes of the MAGA movement, Elon Musk and Donald Trump, are both mentioned a lot in the latest Epstein files release. Lots of back and forth between Epstein and Musk on email. Poor MAGA, poor QAnon, but oh, the hypocrisy.
I know. Is QAnon switching up their stance now? Are they going to go after their Q daddy over here? Trump, the PDF file? Is that what they're going to do now? What?
Oh, yes. So, I mean, I do think it's interesting that, again, if every accusation is a confession, then what is this?
If he loses, man, what?
Now, this is just before the election in 2024.
If we lose, it does seem that way. You can't just be like, yo,
I'm like, how long do you think my prison sentence is going to be? Do you think? Will I see my children? I don't know.
He's like, if Trump loses, I'm effed. This coming from the guy who's not only a PDF file now showing up in the Epstein files, and begging to go to the island with the girls, but also a self-proclaimed undocumented person himself for years and years and years, thus breaking the law, as they say.
It's not like you can say, well, yeah, I maxed out to him, but you know, you were
I have no plausible deniability. No, and I've been trashing Kamala nonstop.
Just freaking dorks, man. Thank you, Sweet Neon, for becoming a member.
I mean, I just look forward to it. I mean, I don't know. Like, I guess, like, are they ever going to, if there's going to be any consequences to any of this? It doesn't seem like it today, but maybe one day in the future. But at least we all know who these people are. And I think that's a start. Knowing is truly half the battle.
G.I. Joe, American hero. Yeah, knowing. I dropped the link I'll drop them in the description too for these channels for the Midas Touch. And then this is, I can't even believe I'm not even subscribed to Keith Edwards here. I'll put that in the description. Let me grab this and put it in there now. So if you're watching this on the replay or afterwards, subscribe to Keith Edwards and subscribe to Midas, the Midas of the touchies. And I'm going to put Status Coup in there too, because they're on the ground in Minneapolis, filming and interviewing people right on the streets there. Okay, let's see. Status Coup news. So those are all in the description of this video. You can easily just click on one of the three and it'll bring you to their channels so that you can sub up. And then I just saw this pop up. I wanted to play it because I haven't watched this yet. It says Trump's deleted Epstein files get leaked out. Also, apparently Trump shit his pants too in the Oval Office. Maybe it was yesterday, the day before. And then the press was there trying to ask him questions that they're like, get out. He shit himself. Get out. I mean, they didn't say he shit himself, but it was caught on a hot mic. His Hot Deuce was caught on a hot mic. So hopefully he was double dependent that day because he just was like, he was Wreck-It Ralph. And one of the ladies behind him was like, and they ushered the press out. No questions. He's sitting in his own shit. We have to clean him. We have to clean this man. You know, at this point, Trump doesn't even realize he's shitting himself. He barely knows where he is. All right. Remember when everyone was like, oh, they were all like, Biden is gross. And he's a PDF file. You know who else is not in the Epstein files? And you know, if they could make it so, they would do it. Biden. What? Not in the Epstein files. Obama. What? Not in the Epstein files. You know who is? Trump, 5,000 times. Elon Musk. Bill Gates. So many peeps. So many peeps. So many peeps. Yeah, Trump straight shit himself, allegedly. Just gross. Okay, so this is Adam Mockler. Let me drop the link too. I'll add him in the description, but I'll drop the link in the live chat for this video if you want to go back and watch it. But let's take a look.
Have nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. And in fact, if you look at the DOJ, they announced, have nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. And in fact, if you look at the DOJ, they announced, they released 3 million pages. It's like this is all they're supposed to be doing. And frankly, the DOJ, I think, should just say, we have other things to do, because that whole thing has turned out, I mean, other than Bill Clinton and, Bill Gates and lots of people there are a lot of questions about it, but nothing on me.
More breaking news. The guy who wants to weaponize his DOJ against his enemies wants his DOJ to be focused more on attacking his political enemies. This is all an absolute joke. All right, this just in. Donald Trump's Department of Justice told a court that they had to remove thousands, quote, several thousands of Epstein Files documents off of their website for victim privacy concerns. And I want to spend this video going into the deepest, darkest depths of the Epstein Files to make sure that we bring accountability. Now, a quick sensitivity warning, genuinely. There is some disturbing stuff later on in the video. There are some disturbing allegations within this document, but the reason I think it's very important to highlight them is because the DOJ is now trying to intentionally and surgically remove just a few specific claims regarding Trump and calendar girls. Now, we know for a fact, this is not an allegation, we know for a fact that Donald Trump held calendar girl parties in the 90s, and in one of these parties, he only invited one person, Jeffrey Epstein. That was the only other male at the party. The rest of the people there were young girls, young women. We don't know their age, but we can safely assume he held multiple other calendar girl parties, and that's where it gets intense. Just to back up, we are going to give a broad overview of the release and then dive deep in later on in the video. So if you appreciate the news that we bring on the Adam Mockler feed, make sure you drop a like. Make sure you created their own 5-alarm fires that they now have to put out. For example, Aaron Parnas just posted this. He said, quote, "This video was sent to me from on the ground in Portland, Oregon. It looks like a war zone. And as I play this video for you, you'll see a small group of protesters facing off with some police turns into a scene that is very, very chaotic and hectic."
Good God.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Throughout the video, it gets worse and worse. You see the scene continue to escalate as they fill the street with pepper gas. They begin to try to attack people who are just holding American flags, walking around with an American flag. Definitely a disproportionate use of force coming at a time.
Yeah, but it's upside down. It's kind of like the kicking of the car. You can't kick a car. You can't have an upside down American flag. Otherwise, they got to take you out.
Time when Donald Trump has a big red warning sign ahead of the midterms. Republicans just lost multiple races in Texas. A very red seat just went blue in Metro DFW, Texas. A district won by Trump less than 15 months ago by 17% went to a Democrat by nearly 15%. The GOP should be very concerned. And guess what they're using their political capital on? The economy? No, that would be naive to think. Maybe solving wars? No, that would be incredibly naive. We're not going to help Ukraine. We're not going to help the people of Gaza. We're using it to help Donald Trump enrich himself, and we're using it to cover up the Epstein files. Brian Krasenstein reports over the weekend, holy crap, new Epstein files. Here is an FBI report. Quote, Donald Trump, and here's where the sensitivity warning comes into play. Donald Trump had parties at Mar-a-Lago called calendar girls. Jeffrey Epstein would bring the children in, and Trump would auction them off. He measured the children's blank and blank by entering a finger and rated the children on tightness. We were taken in rooms, quote, forced to give oral sex to Donald Trump, forced to allow them to penetrate us. I was 13 years old. Now, this is an allegation from the FBI intake form But what is very, very important to point out is that the FBI has been removing this specific allegation after people pointed out that it was directly corroborated by a New York Times report. Brian Krasenstein follows up. Breaking. The Trump DOJ has now deleted the file EFTA 0166 from the Epstein files. Why? Perhaps because it's been partially corroborated by the New York Times back in 2016. This is the file that made multiple allegations against Trump, including that he would auction off children for Jeffrey Epstein at calendar girls' parties. Then Aaron Parnas corroborates this and says the Trump DOJ has deleted 2 files referring to Donald Trump having parties at Mar-a-Lago called Calendar Girls, but he has the original saved. Well, let's check out this New York Times article that begins to point out how Donald Trump was on camera with Jeffrey Epstein in 1992. Now, this is the video that we have all seen. The video of Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein in 1992, you have all seen. It is this video right here where they're whispering to each other at a party and pointing. This is the most famous one. But then the article continues. It says, the party took place the same year that Mr. Trump hosted a more private affair with Mr. Epstein at Mar-a-Lago without cameras rolling. At that get-together, Mr. Trump and Epstein were the only male guests and had more than 24, quote, calendar girls flown in to provide them with entertainment, according to George Haraney, a Florida-based businessman who ran American Dream Enterprise and organized the women to attend Mr. Trump's request. Speaking to reporters last week in the Oval Office, this was a few months ago, the president distanced himself from Epstein, noting that he knew him like everybody else in Palm Beach knew him, but that is not true. Now, it's worth pointing out, Trump posted a Truth Social post today that was very defensive. He said, not only wasn't I friends with Jeffrey Epstein, but based upon information that has been released by the Department of Justice, Epstein and a sleazebag lying author named Michael Wolff conspired in order to damage me and or my presidency. So much for the radical left's hope against hope, some of whom I'll be suing. I mean, honestly, that doesn't look good for you either. You're saying in 2019, Epstein may have wanted to hurt your reputation, then he ended up dead in prison from an apparent suicide, maybe not suicide, under your administration. That is wild. But this article continues. Listen to this. Mr. Haraney, the person who arranged the event, recalled being surprised that Mr. Epstein was the only other person on the guest list with all these girls, right? He said, quote, Donald, this is supposed to be a party with VIPs. Mr. Haraney told the New York Times in 2019, you're telling me it's you and Epstein? Mr. Haraney's then girlfriend and business partner, Jill Harth, later accused Mr. Trump of sexual misconduct on the night of the party. In a lawsuit, Ms. Harth said that Mr. Trump took her into a bedroom and forcibly kissed and fondled her and restrained her from leaving. She also said a 22-year-old contestant told her that Mr. Trump later that night crawled into her bed uninvited. This is not even the Epstein files. We're just reading from the New York Times right now. Ms. Harth dropped her suit in 1997 after a related case filed by Mr. Haraney was settled by Mr. Trump, who has denied her allegations. But Mr. Haraney, the boyfriend, has said, yeah, this happened. So the guy who set this up was like, dude, I was surprised that it was all these girls. And I realized this guy is sexually abusing my girlfriend. What the hell? That's basically what happened there. Mr. Trump and Mr. Epstein were spotted again at a 1997 Victoria's Secret Angels party in Manhattan. The lingerie company was run by Leslie H. Wexner, a billionaire businessman who handed Mr. Epstein sweeping power over his finances, philanthropy, and private life within years of meeting him. Court records show that Trump was among those who got rides over Mr. Epstein's private jet, but that's not even the new information. There are so many new allegations. There's so much new information that has come out. We've learned that Elon Musk's name is littered throughout the files. He was begging to come to the island, but Epstein canceled on him. Then we learned that Trump's Commerce Secretary, Howard Lutnick, is in the files. Just his name is littered throughout the files. Even Trump's new pick for the Fed chair, his name is in the files next to Trump's. It almost feels like in order to be in the Trump administration at this point, it's a prerequisite to have been in the Epstein files. Like the questions that he asks you are, hey, have you been in the files? Do you think the 2020 election was rigged?
Yeah, he knows they were in the files because they were all together.
And will you jump off a cliff to defend me even in the worst of the worst moments? And right now, the entire administration is doing that. The DOJ.
How anyone in Congress, how anyone in the Republican Party could still be, you know, sitting here and be and not doing everything they can to get this man out, to Wreck-It Ralph, get all of these PDF files named, you know, and get some justice. How anyone can stand by knowing all this information. I mean, it's like frustrating for Americans as we just, and everyone in the world to watch this. Like, what is it going to take to get this man truly impeached, to get him gone, to get everyone in, included on the Epstein files, to get everyone in jail? like lock them up, throw away the key, goodbye. Like, will these victims ever see justice? Will we continue to be a country run by these rich criminal PDF file losers? It's like, what more is going to have to happen? But I mean, the guy's been telling us who he is the whole time. Remember with the grab him by the pussy? Oh, it's locker room talk, and all of the allegations and the the rape allegations, and then the one he was found guilty of, and people were just like, he's just a ladies' man. It's the ladies just love him. Meanwhile, you got all these women being like, actually, no, he didn't ask for consent. And then there's also kids. It's like, what is it going to take?
Just said they took down several thousands documents from the Epstein Files website after victim privacy concerns were raised. I'm sorry, but the incompetency of this DOJ is starting to make me wonder if every single time we thought they've been nefariously hiding something, they're just so dumb they don't even know how to actually post things. Because listen to this. They posted these 3 million emails, 3 million pages, and they forgot to redact the names of victims while they over redacted the names of predators. What are we doing?
And that tells you everything you need to know. They were so worried and concerned and double checked the predators' names, but the victims' names are like, fuck it, because they don't care. They don't give a shit.
Here, the DOJ itself said the department has worked all hours through the weekend from the point when the first victim-related concerns were raised. To that end, out of the larger production described above, the department has now taken down several thousands of documents and media that may have inadvertently included victim identifying information due to various factors, including technical or human error. They've done this time and time again. They fail to redact the victims because their priority is clearly at redacting the richest of the rich. It's kind of like how they're failing to deport or substantively deport people who have actually committed crimes and are here illegally. And they just end up deporting people who are trying to go through the proper process, people who are working jobs, people who are contributing to this country because they have to hit this 3,000 a day quota by Stephen Miller. It's the same thing. I'm going to leave it there. I love you all.
Yep, that's exactly it. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Adam. I'm gonna put Adam's. You're not already subbed, you're probably already subbed, but in case you're not, we're gonna put that in the description as well. 2 at Adam Mockler. There we go. Oh boy. So nasty, so gross, so nasty as this stuff keeps coming out, and you will, you see people already online being like, fake news, just allegations, just thousands and thousands of allegations and millions of and firsthand accounts. But really, come on, let the guy live. It is just, it's the worst. It's a very fucked up timeline right now and all this going on. In better news, the Melania documentary came out. I'm sure you all were waiting to go see that, and apparently it was not well attended. Even the people that were supposed to attend from Trump's own administration were no-shows, including Sean Duffy was a no-show. We know Sean Duffy from The Real World Boston, now a part of the Trump administration. I think even Pam Bondi might not have shown for that. There was a hot mic moment in which they were like, did this person show? Did that person show? No. And despite it being directed by one of the most famous sex offenders in Hollywood, I believe his name's Brett Ratner. Let me double check. Because they're like, they just love employing, this administration just loves employing sex offenders. Yeah, Brett Ratner did his damnedest to get this Melania documentary. It is not being well attended. It's not being well received, and nobody gives a shit. Even Trump himself was on the red carpet with Melania, like pulling his swollen, bruised hands from her hand as they were taking pictures in front of on the step and repeat for the Melania. I mean, who asked for that? Nobody cares about. Oh, nobody cares. Like literally nobody cares. Okay, so this guy is gonna do a review of it. I was gonna watch a little bit of it, of his review. I haven't watched it. I don't plan on ever watching it. But let's take a look at what he has to say. This guy is Adam Does Movies. Duh. Okay, so Adam Does Movies did a review of this. We'll just watch a little bit. Let me drop the link for this video if you want to go watch it in its entirety. But the Melania documentary, we got to do it. Just another smoke screen, another way in which they're trying to distract us. Like, go watch Melania. She likes fashion like Jaden Smith. They like fashion. Every rich fucker says, I love fashion. Fashion's everything to me. And you're like, oh, okay, yeah, whatever. Like, we don't care. We're not going to wear anything you have. Oops, I muted it.
Citizen Kane, Casablanca, Lawrence of Arabia, 12 Angry Men, films considered to be the greatest achievements in cinematic history. Well, today, a new movie reaches those heights. It's a celebration of rich storytelling with a splash of grace. A real riches to riches tale about a billionaire woman living in Mar-a-Lago who's going to have her life turned upside down in 20 days, becoming the first lady for the third time. I'm, of course, referring to the cinematic tour de force, simply and eloquently known as Melania. Buckle the fuck up as we get a day in the life backdrop of a woman with a dream against all odds to be best. Strap in as the director from one of the shittiest X-Men movies films shot after shot of cars driving down roads, usually to a very out-of-place song that is sure to get the 80-year-olds moving in their seats. YMCA, you know the song. Hell, at one point Melania does it. She's the best. Someone better wake up Sleepy Joe and tell him, hey, sorry, bud, Melania did what your wife couldn't. Secure $40 million from that kiss ass at Amazon, along with an additional $25 million for marketing so she could make her vanity project. Take that. Well, I was in attendance tonight with a full house of red, white, and blue Americans. I mean, well, they were only white, but still, we love this country and we're going to go out and support it by giving a billionaire more money. And you better believe when this movie was over, every single person in that theater clapped, including me. Because the movie was finally over. They clapped sincerely because the last movie they saw in theaters was The Sound of Freedom. And ever since then, everything has paled in comparison. That is until today. Let's get into my review for Melania. Say, if you like freedom and America, make sure to hit the subscribe to Adam Does Movies so you don't miss a future review. The Ice Queen herself. Melania is so cold, she could sink the damn Titanic again. I really didn't know anything about this woman going in, so I was fascinated to find out. I'm still fascinated to find out because I learned nothing more. I already knew she was an immigrant who came to the country like 60 years ago and for some reason still doesn't know how to speak English well. How is it that her English is more broken than Eleven from Stranger Things? She has virtually no personality at all. Everything about her feels manufactured. From the designs that she's constantly taking credit for to the artificial smile she attempts to make, but her Botoxed face is constantly pushing down against her.
Adam is killing it. My favorite is the meme where Trump turns around and looks at Melania. She's behind him and she's like, and then as he turns his head back around, she's like, that's my favorite meme. Their marriage is a joke. They hate each other. She hasn't touched his dick since she was forced to years ago. Like, it, yuck.
There is zero narrative structure to this film at all. It's mainly just Melania floating from room to room like some sort of fucking Victorian ghost. The most interesting thing about this film was the audience I was in attendance with. Everyone, God bless them, was like 65 plus years of age, and they were just happy to be out, seeing familiar faces on the big screen. Anytime DJ was on the mic, they were laughing uncontrollably. Even when he was saying serious things, they're like, yes, Donald, yes, King. I wanted to die. The nice thing about this film is it's about an hour and 45 minutes long, but it's going to feel like you're there for 12 hours. So it seems like you're getting your money's worth if you're into this sort of crap. Unfortunately, if you're there looking for some sort of a structure, some sort of a commentary, some sort of a deep insight, you're going to get nothing. This film is the quintessential Hillary Duff dancing. The story starts with this whole thing about Melania saying how her life's going to change once she's back in the spotlight. Just when I was out, they pulled me back in. But you see no change at all. She's living at Mar-a-Lago when the movie starts, and the first 10 minutes is essentially just Mar-a-Lago porn. cameras flying around, showcasing this beautiful place you can stay at. It's essentially a 10-minute brochure. And she's there signing off on stuff, going over clothing designs. There are like 6 different scenes in this movie where she's just looking at shit and she's going, make that a little smaller. Could you tuck that in a little bit more? I don't know if this hat is quite dumb enough.
That's like every time the housewives come out with a new line or they open a store where they like curate, you know, they pick the stuff and they act like they fucking designed it. And you're like, no, an actual designer designed that. Pamela, thank you so much for coming in. My chat keeps freezing up and it just caught back up. So thank you for the $1.99. It says 3 seats sold here for Melania today when I looked. Yeah, if you check your local theaters, it's bad. You would have thought they would have just like bought out the theaters to make it look packed, but then people would have probably showed up and, you know, taken video of it, but they could just scream fake news at it like they do everything else.
Could we make it dumber on me? I'm going to be walking down the aisle with the human equivalent of the 7 deadly sins. I want to look compassionate. Speaking of compassion, we're going to spend some time on her Be Best campaign, which is all sorts of fucking ironic, considering it focuses on cyberbullying when her husband is the biggest cyberbully on the planet. This guy screams at people in all caps like 15 times a day. What the hell are you talking about, Be Best? Also, I don't even know what this campaign does. Like, nothing is ever clear. It's just the surface level BS about things that she might do or things she's proposing. But really, this is the most vapid, empty, dull, boring garbage I have sat through in quite some time. I'd rather rewatch Amelia Perez. At least dumb stuff was happening. In this movie, it's just dumb stuff not happening. If you're really part of the MAGA cinematic universe, you're probably going to just eat this up. Yum, 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 love it. I'm not talking to you. If you were maybe curious as to what this could potentially be about, hey, your guess is as good as mine, and I sat through this shit. Seinfeld for many years got to brag that it was the show about nothing. But the Melania movie truly is the movie about nothing. The audience I was with was truly the only exciting part of this experience. When the movie fired up, a lady was just wandering back and forth for like 20 minutes straight trying to find her seat. I thought it was Melania. I was really excited to let the lady down that I was sitting next to because I waited until all the trailers were done to take my seat, the only seat open that I prepaid for, and she had a bunch of her stuff there. And when she saw me coming, I could just see the deflation in her eyes. Just, oh, I thought I had a spot for my gloves and earmuffs. Move that shit, bitch. I'm sitting down to watch this garbage with you. And every time she would laugh at the King Trump or at Melania doing nothing funny, she would turn over to me for some sort of a response. Like I was going to laugh with her like we're girlfriends, but I was stone-faced like a wall. I built that wall myself, and I kept her ass out. Speaking of immigrants, that's another key part of this whole thing, since Melania is one, but she did it the right way. There's also a portion of this film that talks about how we champion immigration and people coming in and making a better life, and she never does the whole song and dance about how most of them are evil drug dealers and gang members, and how they're all pouring in from Gotham's Arkham Asylum. No, it's actually just a very lovely message for 2 minutes, and then we move on. It's just very mixed messaging when you know what the administration's all about. Now, even though I don't focus on politics at all on my channel, you can't deny that it's there in this movie. The movie's all about that. It's about the First Lady and her life with Donald. Even though we don't ever see them kiss once, we see no sort of physical connection outside of a handhold once in a while. Again, it all seems so fake. There are shots in this movie where the camera's like voyeuristically looking at her around a corner as she's watching Fox News and the devastation with the California fires. What does she do about it? Nothing. It's just showing that she's watching the TV and she is cognizant of what is going on. That Melania is just like you and I. She watches Fox News too. I mean, I don't watch Fox News, but I imagine that's what a moviegoer would say if they paid money to go see this crap. So the story is nothing. It's just a string of vignettes watching Melania go from place to place, kind of like waxing poetically about her life. It's incredibly boring. You know nothing about this woman by the time it's done, other than she wants to look pretty all the time for the cameras because that's somehow important, or that's going to help you pay your bills. I don't know. From a direction standpoint, you have some nice visuals. I mean, it's kind of, shaky documentary style, but it looks good. It's 4K. Occasionally, they'll sprinkle in some news footage that's a lot lower def. And then they do this bullshit later on in the movie where her dad has one of those old-timey Canon cameras. So they do this whole projection thing, and they go...
She has a dad? Oh, my God.
I'm having chest pain.
Consider that.
Go back to it 40 times, I swear. Just these little snapshots. You want to keep that. You're going to frame that one on your...
That's sexual predator Brett Ratner, the director. He knows what he's doing.
Wall. I don't wish this film on my worst enemy. I would honestly be shocked if anyone with the last name Trump sat through it outside of Melania. I'd be shocked if Melania actually sat through this whole film. She seemed more preoccupied in just getting paid to put her brand on it. In fact, throughout the movie, you see her Melania book. I think is she selling a book? I don't even know, but it's all over this film. She has her computer propped on one with the title up front and center. You see them sprawled out on coffee tables. There's probably a guy across the street just reading one. Buy the book. The whole thing is an empty, lifeless, creatively bankrupt waste of time. So I suppose the perfect name for it is Melania. And there you have it. My thoughts on another.
Damn. Adam is just roasting these hoes.
Boom. Roasted.
Another easy cash grab. I wish I had a Trump Bible by me. I would swear on it that I'm telling the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. This movie blows donkey dicks from front to back.
This movie blows donkey dicks from front to back. I mean, yeah, that's what I assumed. And I think everyone else is assuming that because nobody's going to see the fucking movie.
If you don't believe me, I would love you to prove me wrong and buy a ticket and go watch for yourself. The joke would be on you. Let me know, though, if you did manage to check this one out or if you were a curious cat. Please subscribe to the show.
Oh, my goodness. That was too good, you guys. Oh, what a train wreck. All right, you guys, that's it for me today. I linked all of the channels and videos that were referenced in today's live are in the description. Shout out to all of you for joining me. Thank you so much. Smash that like on your way out. Also hit that subscribe if you're not already. Follow me on Instagram at Jolene Lunzer. I'm trying to get to 10,000 followers on Instagram. If you could do that, subscribe to the channel. You're all beautiful pumpkin spice babies. I appreciate each and every one of you. And until next time, remember to enjoy yourself because it's later than you think. Bye.
If you like what you see,